Welcome to my Orisa gameplay guide. So Orisa is actually one of my favorite heroes. I mained her throughout Overwatch 2 season 2, and where she was quite strong. In season 3, she's significantly weaker because of her fall off damage. I don't think she's particularly good as your first choice hero anymore, but situationally, I think she's still very good, and she's also a good all-purpose hero. I think that she's not counterable like many other tanks so much as the fact that she doesn't give a lot of value in a lot of situations, which is not exactly the same, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm not going to do, I'll probably do a separate tip video for Orisa, but I just want to give out some gameplay tips just to think about how to play her. Number one, get aggressive. You're the most durable tank in the game, not by health, but in terms of like how fast your cooldowns are and how good they are at keeping you alive. You have a low cooldown spin, which allows you to attack, reposition, absorb projectiles, and fortify is obviously an incredibly strong ability that makes you virtually unkillable while it's up. Number two is you should always use spin first before fortify. Spin has a 7-second cooldown versus fortify has a what's it, like 13-second cooldown, something like that. Number three, use Fortify only in win or die situations. So a very common mistake I see at Orisa's probably below Masters is they just kind of pop Fortify randomly. Like they're eating some spam, they're like, I don't want to take this from spam, and they just pop Fortify. Terrible usage, right? Just use cover, get healing, like, don't peek whatever it ends up being to not have to force Fortify. Because once Fortify is forced, you're much more vulnerable as a hero. But when you pop Fortify at someone at like point blank, you're killing somebody. Like it is very, very hard to deal with Orisa at close range when she has Fortify. Number number four first. You have a higher health pool, or rather, higher health pool is better when using Fortify. If you have only 100 health to use Fortify, not going to keep you alive very long. If you have 400 health when you use Fortify, great. And that contradicts a little bit with the previous point about using it only in win or die situations. The key thing is understand, like, how committed am I right now? Right? And the sooner you realize, like, this is a committed fight, like we're fighting to the death, you want to pop Fortify as soon as possible, assuming you're actually taking damage, so that you can get that better reduction. So damage reduction is 40%, and 40% of a larger number gives you more value than 40% of a very small number, right? If you have 5 health, 40% less damage isn't going to help you at all, you're still going to die in one hit. But if you have 400 health, 40% will give you another 160 health. Yeah, tough to do math on the fly, but you know what I'm saying. All right, next one is you are a classic anchor tank. So play with your team and keep them near you, right? Very, very important. So unlike a lot of the tanks, like you're talking about like Winston, D.Va, Doomfist, even like Junker Queen or Roadhog, who can be taking off angles, Orisa's an anchor tank. So your whole team is probably going to revolve around you and the space that you create. Simultaneously, you should also be playing near them to protect them because you have really good mechanics to peel off enemies. Between spin and javelin, right, you have a lot, and like the fact that you do a lot of damage, you do like 120 damage, is one of the highest damage tanks. So you have a lot of tools to deal with enemy heroes that are trying to mess with your team. So it goes both ways, right? They help keep you alive, you help keep them alive. Versus if you look at other heroes, like for example Reinhardt, like Reinhardt can't necessarily deal with a lot of tools, a lot of like enemies are dying. Like Doomfist jumps in, what's the Rein gonna do? Right? He can charge maybe, but like beyond that, like there's not a lot that he can do to actually peel off enemies. A Tracer, what's Ryan gonna do? Well, Orisa always has the opportunity to spin, right? The javelin, etc., etc. A lot of things to help. So next thing is number 6. If you get more healing, it allows you to generate more space, but not necessarily more damage. And that's something that's very important, is that if your team pours healing into you, sometimes you run into games where you're like, I'm staying alive, I'm pushing the enemy back, but we're still not winning. And it feels like eventually you just kind of get worked down, and then your teammates end up dying around you, and then you're alive with full health, and you're like, what do I do? And that's something to think about. So for example, Zarya scales really well with healing, right? Zarya does more damage when she gets more healing, because she scales into 170 damage per second, she has high energy, she has bubbles, and she just walks over the opposing team. With Orisa, it can feel really good initially, where you're just like pushing through them, but as they scatter and kite you, it becomes very hard to actually pick off anybody and get the kills, especially when they start changing their lineup around to be more mobile, right, or have flight, and then you find yourself really at a loss to what you can possibly do in that situation. So that's something to think about, is like, how much healing do you really want from your team, and be careful not to get too much healing, because it might be counter to actually trying to win the game, right, and your DPS might scale better with that, or you could switch to another hero. And last point is, look at every single hero you face and think, can I bully this hero right now? And that's true of every hero that you're going to play, right? Support, DPS, tanks, like always think like, hey, can I will I get an advantage if I 1v1 this person right now? But for Orisa, it happens a lot more, and you can bully a lot of the heroes in the game. I would say the vast majority of the heroes in the game cannot do anything to you straight up. Right? Just looking at, for example, this lineup right here, Mercy obviously can't do anything against you. Ana you could easily deal with both sleep both Spin and Fortify can deal with Sleep and Nade, right? Widow can't do anything to you. Hanzo can't do anything to you. Symmetra can be a problem unless you can get Spin into her because she's a very thin hitbox, so it can be very difficult to get a lot of consistent damage on her. But if you can spin her, especially to spin her wall, Javelin, you can instantly kill her. Junker Queen, you can bully all day. Moira, you can bully all day. Zen, you can bully all day. Like, there are very few heroes that you cannot deal with. Even if you think of like Reaper, you can bully for sure, right? With both of you at full cooldowns, you're definitely going to win the 1v1 against Reaper, assuming equal skill. Rare examples are heroes that you really can't touch, right? Tracer, Pharah, Echo, right? Ashe, like those are heroes where like they're too far away for you to conceivably like do anything about them. And you can put a Widow similarly in that category. I think Widow typically has less health and she has less overall damage, so you can like poke her out a lot better than you can with Ashe, where she does a lot of sustained damage if you just leave her be. All right, so let's go ahead and start playing through this game. So this is going to be on Paraiso. We're going to be playing against Junker Queen and Winston. So I start normal spot, spamming a little bit, go for a Javelin, see me get a kill. Oh, great, got a kill. Not related to me, of course. Spamming a little bit. I see the Junker Queen. Alright, I try to go for the Moira, she fades, great. Fades you, so if I see her, I'll kill her. The Hanzo I see is super overextended, and this is stuff that you can do as Orisa that you can't necessarily do with other heroes, right? I see the Hanzo's overextended, I'm going to drop into what is, like, really the middle of the enemy team, because I cannot die as Orisa very quickly. Like, all my cooldowns, you basically cannot die. So I spin over here, try to get the kill on the Hanzo, I get pulled back by the Queen. Right, Queen's on top of me, I'm just shooting her off a little bit. I have no interest in trying to take that fight right now, while I do not have spin. I also popped Fortify already. So Javelin her into the wall, shoot her in the face, and kill. Javelining people into the wall, very, very important. Never throw Javelin just for damage. Throw Javelin to also knock them into a wall, to stun them, and then you get a bunch of really good damage here. So you can see the Javelin, and then hopefully you're going to see me also aim for the head. So when people get stunned to the wall, I immediately go for headshots at close range. Right? And we're going to get the kill right here. Orisa gun is pretty difficult to land shots on consistently. Right? Like, if you want to just spray them a little bit, sure, but definitely difficult. Learning how to Javelin is a critical skill. So I just read the movement. This is why you don't jump, by the way. You see that I Javelin her into the wall, I get her low, and then I'm like, you know what, this is too far, this team's respawning, and I spin back. So spin gives you 50% movement speed for the first roughly 2 seconds, 1.75, and then gives you plus 20% movement speed after that. But it only works if you're going forwards. So when you're retreating, you actually need to face away from them. Obviously, you need to counter, like, weigh this against how much damage would I be absorbing if I just turn around and face them, because spin will eat all projectiles and hit scan attacks. So you kind of need to think about like what the trade-off here is. In this scenario, I know I'm not going to die from getting shot in the back. I just want to get back to my team quickly, and I get behind the car, right? Good here. Playing low ground right now. I probably should have rotated high ground, especially once I see the Winston. I immediately have regrets. See, I immediately try to go high ground because that's where I should have been playing to begin with, which is a good example where you should always start high ground when you have the choice, because dropping, gravity only works one way, right? You can drop from high ground to low ground easily. You cannot do vice versa. So I'm swapping over here because ultimately, I come up here because I expect the Winston to dive high ground, right? The Winston's not going to dive me on low ground. The Winston's going to go high ground for my team, which is why I'm rotating over here. Because I'm here a little late, I'm not in position for this Javelin. Because you see, I can't actually see the Winston until right now. And so my Javelin's just a little bit late. If I Javelin him before he gets onto the platform, even if he puts bubble down, we're in fantastic shape. Right? Plus, I could spin him off, and nobody takes any damage here. But, you know, right? It still ends up working out okay, but not nearly as well as if I just got it at the very beginning. So Winston does a predictable vertical jump. You should never do this, right? He jumps straight up. I predict it. Javelin straight into the wall. Go for the kill. You see, I'm going to walk over, and I'm body blocking him from getting off. See, I just stand here, and I'm fortified right now, which is why I can stand still. When I'm fortified, you can do whatever the heck you want. Like, when you're fortified, you have high health, you can basically ignore all forms of damage in the game, except for, like, Bastion. Like, other than that, you functionally take no meaningful amount of damage. So roll this back again, right? This is how you make huge plays. Like, this is a massive fight-winning play by me. I just Javelin him to the wall, I walk right over, I just fortify and stand still, and then just kill him. There's nothing you can do. Even Discorded, there's nothing they can do to stop that. I'm gunning down the Hanzo, so he climbs up here, right? I see the sleep, I immediately fall him down, I'm looking for the Javelin, I Javelin him, try to Javelin him into the ground. It doesn't actually work that way, it'll slide him along the ground, which is really unfortunate, but it's like a force of habit. So I spin in here, the Hanzo backs up, I recognize, okay, no big deal. The Moira faded, so I can try to kill her, but she's already back. That's fine, because I've now forced the Moira back, right? And the Zen obviously staying back with the Moira. Hanzo goes for it, I miss the Javelin. Probably should have been a little more patient. I see the Sombras here is low. I'm kidnapping. This is what's called kidnapping, where you take javelin or a spin and you move somewhere where they don't want to be. I'm pushing him into the corner so that his supports can't heal him, ideally, right? Because the supports are over here last I checked. Obviously, the Moira comes along. I think she faded to come along to this. Yeah, she fades to come along to this. So she fades with the Hanzo, and I make sure to move him so that he can't pick up the mini here either. So you notice I'm very intentional about the kidnap, right? See, I shove him off, and then I take the mini for myself, try to get the kill, die. I had 4 to 5 available there, but I saw that I lost 2, so I didn't want to extend the fight. Right? No point trying to stay alive in the fight that's lost. Winston's here. I just want to make sure he doesn't kill like my support DPS. Force him back. It's great. Spin is just being used to get myself back to the point quickly, because it has a low cooldown, so I'm not so worried about needing spin right now. I just want to get position. So tracking for Zen, very, very important. I recognize the Zen is overextended. All right, just lighting him up. You see again that headshot level tracking, very, very important. If you move in straight lines, you get lit up. So he jumps, right? Bam, 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 right? I come back the other way. He gets nervous, and he pops trance. So once he pops trance, right, I pop Fortify here because I'm getting shot in the back. I'm like, what the heck? I'm staying on the Sombra, but I'm not trying to fight anybody out here because the Zen's trancing. Like, I'm never going to be able to kill the Sombra. So, in fact, I'm feeding her ult charge. So instead, I go for the only person here who is actually killable, which is the Winston. And even then, he's not, like, super killable, but he's the only option I got. So I shoot him, Javelin back. I have Terror Surge right now, but Terror Surge isn't going to do anything. Okay, because you have a trance Zen, okay, you have the Sombra who can easily translocate away, and the Winston can obviously jump away. I could have tried to follow the Zen around until he finished it, and then try to Terror Surge. Is a reasonable opportunity, but with the Hanzo out here shooting at me, plus the fact that the only support I have here is Mercy, I just felt like it's safer for me to deal with the Winston first. So I think Terror Surging the Zen would have been a reasonable plan, but he can also just run away from you, which could waste your time. So I'm burning on the Winston, Javelin him, right, he tries the bubble dance, I immediately knock him out of the bubble. I don't think he wanted to do that angle jump. I guess he did. Yeah, so I get him low. That's a really good tip. Again, use spin to knock people where they don't want to be, right? He was trying to stay on the opposite side of the bubble. I use spin to knock him out of the bubble and then immediately leave the bubble with him so I can start doing damage. Zen's here, a Javelin, he goes off the edge. Javelin goes surprisingly far against non-tanks. So Sombra goes for the hack. I shoot the Moira. Oh, so I think I hear the Sombra here. Yeah, so first, do this. I miss the Javelin. I hear the Sombra. I immediately turn for her. So I know that she just teleported, right? So I'm figuring that she may not translocate right now. Right? Shoot her in the face. Javelin, nearly kill her. Moira's low. Kill Moira. You know, Winston's here. As soon as Winston's here, there's just too many for me to deal with, except I see the Sombra again. I see translocate go down. I get her low. Possible pick there. And then I die. So this is an overextension by me. And what's really going on here is that I expected my team to push up because it's a really good opportunity. Like, you see how many of them are low, and I forced back 3 of them into the corner. Like, the Winston has half health and the Sombra has 50 health all the way in the back. My whole team is being held back by one Hanzo who's crouching behind this car, which is not expected, right? It's like effectively a 4v1 in this situation. I expected my supports, DPS, etc. to step up. They didn't. It happens. Ultimately ends up being a wrong call by me, and I think they capped the point because of this. Yeah, I have no ability to contest this. Right, I look back and I'm like, look, if I had my team here, I would run on point and try to contest, but I don't. So, the reason why I'm playing close here is because Orisa's a really bad high ground hero, so I'm trying to interrupt the Winston from getting a good dive in, right? If he tries to come in, I can light him up really fast. Like, for example, if he takes 250 damage or so, he's not jumping to high ground at that point. He's going to be so low. Right, I might even knock him off course. Right, bubble's forced, so I'm going to stick him in this room. So I do another example where I try to kidnap him. He does a really good job here actually juking me out. So I thought he was going to go for the far door. I overextend, and then he gets around me, which I made a mistake at. Very, very good play by the Winston, actually. So I get hacked. So hack is really not a big deal. I did not need the nano here. I'm at 400 health. Like, I'm totally fine. I still spin in a second. But she gets nervous. Orisa's not a great nano target overall. She's not terrible, but like, it's highly situational. So you see how hard it is for me to hit like a thin Sombra. But it's what it is. Make the best use of it. Light up the Winston. Alright, just poking him a little bit. I probably shouldn't have done that. I already have ulti, so like, what's the point? I'm just feeding the ult charge. So Winston's going. Javelin him out of the air. Right, that's a great example where like you can just mess up the Winston's day if you can hit those. Alright, I see the shots. I see the Zen's out. I'm happy to kill the Zen here if I can. And I think a lot of lower ranked Orisas would probably play way back here, but you notice how far up I'm playing. Like, I'm playing on the cart, and I'm forcing them all to constantly have to deal with me, right? The Zen, the Sombra, right? The Moira, whomever, right? Like, Hanzo, I always want to keep forcing them to fight me and not die. If I die for it, no good. But if I keep fighting them, this cart's never going anywhere. Okay? If the Winston wants to jump my team, so be it, right? It's going to be 4v1. But I'm a lot more durable than the Winston is. I have a lot more tools to stay alive and buy time. And on defense, it's all about time. So remember that I saw the Zen was here behind the cart. So I'm working my way towards her. I saw the Sombra, by the way, which is why I went for that Javelin. Alright, kidnap the Zen, immediately force trance, right? Unfortunate that the dragon happens to be this exact moment. Like, he just dragon from spawn, and I'm like, oh shoot. So, this is kind of an indecision by me. I wanted to go to the right initially, and I couldn't. I was like, wait, I think the dragon's wider that direction. And then I kind of, you know, do this silly thing and die. But I forced out trance, right? And they used EMP also to kill me. Not that I think they needed it to, but it's what it is. So I come out here initially because I see that Hanzo is fighting my Hanzo. I want to make sure he doesn't die. I throw Javelin just in case it helps. Then I go high ground. Now I'm on high ground. I flank the Hanzo, force him off high ground. Great. This is a good example of how on brawl healers, how do you control high ground, right? Just take the Pabs up to high ground and force them off. I missed that Javelin, obviously. Not great. I'm waiting for my team to regroup. Now I drop, hunting for targets because I hear people walking around. I see the Zen. I think about going right side, but I hear them coming left again. Alright, Winston's on low ground. I hear people above me. Yep, there's the Winston. And then I'm going to Javelin him, which stuns him just enough for the Hanzo to get a kill. Right? Again, that's like basically fight one right there, plus the Hanzo got a dragon kill. So, Moira has faded, and what happens after fade? I hunt her down. Right? As Orisa, you get to bully everybody. You like bullying people? Play Orisa. Right? Shoot her. Right? She decides to give up, which is a good call. She's not getting out of there anyway. And then now I've rotated to play high ground, because I know the Winston wants to take it, so I'm going to prevent him from taking it. The problem with this is that you have very poor angles. Like, it's really hard to see a lot that's going on. Winston's coming in for my Widow, right? I stun him, delay his progress. I'm blowing a bubble here, because I don't have much else to do. Winston's coming in on me. He decides to primal me to the ground. I missed that Javelin. I probably should not throw downward Javelins now that I think about it. It's just not good value, even if you land it, because you can't stun him against a wall. May's on top of me. I get super low here. I go for Fortify to see if I can get kills. It works out reasonably well, right? I force block out. I think I get... Yeah, the Zen's super low. And then I'm going to kill Lucio here, right? I know the two supports are in this room. Lucio first, kill Lucio. Kill the Zen, right? You spin when I have to. I was afraid of him continually kicking. And then almost get the Winston, but then die. But if you think about it, like, the Winston is nearly dead, and the Mei is nearly dead. So overall, you know, it's not terrible. What did they use there? They used just Primal. So yeah, definitely not the best fight for us, and we used Nano. Yeah, definitely not the best fight for us. I probably could have done something a little better if I went back and analyzed it. So I take high ground again by default because I don't want the Hanzo to set up here. I throw the Javelin because it's free, right? Plenty of time for Javelin to come back. Oh, Hanzo gets a kill. I see Dragon, I step away from the Dragon. Now I'm in big trouble. And then this Lucio's going to come after me, and then I'm just going to gut him down. So I'm at 1 health, and then just kill him. Lucio really should have killed me, but this is what happens when you run in straight lines at people. You just get murdered. Like, I'm sure this Lucio's like silver or gold or whatever, and did not expect my tracking to be this good. Like, he just gets absolutely murdered. So I have 1 health. I intentionally don't shoot here, because I don't want them to know that I'm there. So I'm waiting for a second to give my chance of supports, for the supports to see and heal me. So Winston is available over here. I recognize, like, there's not much I can do to stop a full health Winston. Like, even if I javelin him away, he's still going to be within zapping range of the Ana. So instead, I go for the Mei, right? Who I can't force cooldowns out. I hit that javelin. I get her low. I recognize, wait, she's not blocking, so she must have used block and then killed her. Because she would have blocked earlier than that if she had it, which is why I chased her down. Winston's low. I try to kidnap him towards my team. Works successfully. He jumps, right? It was just a really tough angle for him to jump once he's being kidnapped. Right? You see how, from his perspective, he can't really turn and jump back towards his team. Not that his team's alive anyway. He's over here. He bubble dances. Right? I start the kidnap. He looks. Right? He basically only has this direction, and then he dies. So Winston's dead. Yeah, Winston's dead. There's a Lucio here. I missed that javelin somehow. Melee. Right? Just pushing him off cart to make it easier for people to hit him. Somehow there's a Zen over here. We're taking our sweet time to kill this Lucio. Oh my god, he beats. See, even GMs miss. It's like really hard as Orisa to like land this shot. I'm just waiting for the next spin to knock him off. I keep looking for it to see if I can get an easier target. It's like really tough for me because what actually should happen is the Hanzo should stay on one side of the cart and I should force the Lucio to the other side of the cart. Like right here, this is the Hanzo's job to kill him, if that makes sense. It's really not the job of the person who's like who's circling the cart to force the Lucio to move. Like the Hanzo's the one who's supposed to get that kill, not me. Like if the Hanzo was in my position forcing the Lucio towards me, I would have gotten that kill. Hanzo's on the cart, I missed Javelin. Get a blow, dies. Alright, this is overtime right now. I'm just chilling. Not a lot for me to do. Okay, cool. And that is Paraiso defense. Next up, we have Oasis, and I'm going to be playing against Doomfist. Spin out as is normal. I'm just trying to get out there to the front, start taking space. I go right side, which is my preferred option to go with most of the tanks, certainly all the brawl and poke tanks. Dive tanks I might go middle or left, but right side I would for sure go for all the other tanks. Try to figure out what they got. I recognize no one is looking at me right now, so I can try to get this play, right? That side javelin is really, really good. I probably prop sleep too early here. I think I'm looking, because what I'm thinking about here is the honest. Oh yeah. I'm thinking the Ana's gonna sleep, but she's actually slept already, which I did not expect. Alright, I port Fortify, but obviously no value right now. I force these three back. I spin. I go back and take control of the point. We're down one right now. I see purple. I see purple on the Ana in particular. I try to kill her, but we're dead. The reason why I'm forcing this fight so hard is because it's actually a 4 and 5 situation. So if I don't get a pick right away, we're gonna lose no matter what. Like I don't want to slowly die here. I just want to be like, look, if I kill the Ana, it's even. Maybe we can win this. But if I don't kill the Ana, there's no way. Like I'm not gonna get a better opportunity than an Ana who's purple, like right in front of me. If that makes sense. It's a shame that I used Javelin already. Obviously didn't know this nade was coming, but Javelin would help me kill the Ana for sure. So we lose first fight. Coming back in. Be very careful not to charge Doom Punch. Alright, we lose 2. I'm just farming ulti right now. Alright, pop Fortify. Again. I think I just misread this. I think I probably lost track of the fact that we lost 2 based on what I'm doing there. Alright, Doom comes in. Javelin him off. So a lot of people talk about Orisa as a counter for Doom. I think she is okay. I mean, above average, but not great. I think Roadhog is much better against Doom than Orisa is. So I'm looking for where Doom's going to come down. He's coming down, going back to his team. Great. So I get punched. No big deal. I don't know how this Javelin misses. Wow. I guess Javelin is a very small hitbox. All right. Very strange. Okay. So I'm going to the Kiriko because I'm trying to force Swift Step. I do not expect her to die there. I'm just forcing Swift Step right now so that she is clumped with her team. So now I'm going to pop Fortify because I'm low and I know the Doom's maybe about to try to pop me on the edge. I did not want Nano here. All right. I'm going to Javelin the Doom because like me shooting him right now at least keeps him away from my team. Javelin again, gets trapped, great. Soldier's low, kill her. Ana's low. You see I pop Fortify right here to counter the sleep. Yep. So she hit it, so I would be slept here if she didn't do it. Now I'm just chasing her down, Javelin, kill. So we cap. Significant disadvantage though, we're down 2 team fights. Right. I don't know how the Javelin somehow did not land. Alright, so I'm in on their flank. I have ulti here. I'm trying to use ulti to win another team fight. Probably should have popped it a little bit earlier. It's hard to Terror Surge. Doom's trying to focus me down, which is fine. So you see, again, I'm pretty chill here. I'm saving Spin because I know Spin's not actually help me because he's mostly just like punching me around. There it goes. I turn back because I'm looking for him to land and then so I can Javelin him right away. Right. So Kiriko Swift stepped in, which means I'm immediately going to try to kill her. I'm going to try to force Suzu out. Suzu's forced. Now what's she going to do? Again, I think that's something that lower ranked players really do not understand is like how good you can be at killing people when you track abilities, right? Swift steps in, she only has 1 defensive ability left, okay? I'm attacking her, forced it out. Now it's forced. Now she has nothing to do where she can stop this. Also, her jumping makes the javelins very, very easy to land. I die here, which is fine, no problem, right? I think my aggression was definitely the right call here. It's a 3-in-1 situation. I got plenty of work done. No issue. Coming back to the point, trying to identify where people are. Soldier's in, Soldier leaves. Ana's no grenade. Poking him out. I bait Disruptor. Great. Disruptor's not gonna do anything now. I'm going for the Ana here, I guess. I barely missed. I hit the planner. Doom tries to punch me. See, this is another great example where if I know Doom has block, I'm always very careful about how much I shoot him. Right? He punches me, he probably thinks, oh, like, he's half health, like, right behind me, he just punched me, I'm probably gonna shoot him, right? Nope, not shooting him. So I get nano popped here, miss the javelin. Right? Just the soldier in here is the only one that I can really go for, and I want to shut down her nano at least, because I can't do a lot with this nano. It is quite difficult as Orisa to get consistent hits with nano. She decides to run in a straight line to kill the Ana, but you see that when she strains out her movement, you see how much damage I start cranking out into her. She's low, javelin her, kill. And then that's going to be first point. Alright, second point. While first map I think was great for Orisa, I think this map is significantly worse for Orisa. There's a lot of high ground, a lot of open space, hard for you to get as much value. So Genji's there, Javelins try to force him right away. Really good point for Genji is spin, super effective. So spin does 100 damage over 1.75 seconds, which is really, really good against Genji, who normally relies on his evasiveness and deflect to stay alive. So, again, you see how much damage I can just do with him consistently without needing to aim. Just spin into him. It takes a ton of damage. I get slept there. Doom kills my Cassidy. I have the backup here because I don't have damage to kill any of these enemies. Doom kind of makes a mistake. Yep. Right, he blocked when he was too low. His team wasn't able to help him. I go in for the Hanzo. I get slept again. This is just tank life. You see, this is why I preemptively fortifies, because I hate getting slept. Right, javelin her. Kill. Right, just good mechanics. Right, good aim. Lucio's trying to stay alive here, or escape. He dies. Great, javelin him. I'm just poking him right now. See, I've just forced block, because, great, you know, no problem. Doom goes in. I miss javelin. Right, he goes back out. He's like, wait, this is actually not gonna work. I recognize this. I was aggressive because his team's not there. I know the supports weren't there because I just killed them. So it was very silly for him to do that. So I recognize here that the Doom is starting to charge a punch. He's clearly going for me. So I step to the side of the doorway so he can't hit me. He punches through. I start attacking him. I spin back to maintain control of the choke. So I could have just sat... I could have sat to the right side of the doorway, right here, and I could have fought him, right? Or I think even lowering place would even just spin him in. But you see how many enemies are behind me? So I don't want to be in a situation where I can get shot from the side, and I don't want them shooting at my teammates either. So as I shoot him and he goes back towards his team, then I spin in, which now forces everyone backwards. It also does a little bit of damage to them. And now I get back to the left side, which is better for me because I can get healing, and I have control of the choke again. Oh, I tried to cancel block. Genji stepped in front to deflect. I know the Doom doesn't have block now, which is why I'm trying to focus him down. So you see that fortify pop? It's because I recognize, okay, he just used block. Okay, I agree with that. He's still staying. Great. I try attacking him. I pop fortify when I walk in front of the doorway because I'm expecting to take a ton of damage and or get slept right now. Which is correct. Right, this is just game sense instinct. No, I would have heard the sleep already, so this is not a good reactive one. But I'm expecting to take a lot of damage here. Right, I'm staying on the Doom constantly, just preventing him from playing the game. As soon as I get purpled, I just spin backwards. And I know there's a shield behind me too. Right, getting him super low. Great, as soon as I get purple, I spin, walk backwards. And this is a good example where I don't want to do the 180 and run, because at 277, with these heroes, I can die almost instantly. So I need to avoid the damage. And that just comes down to a lot of game sense of playing the game a lot, recognizing how much damage can the opposing enemies do. At 277, the Cassidy alone can kill you in 0.6 seconds with right click. So I cannot phase away from that at close range. Genji's in, kills the Mercy. Right? Again, spin, does a lot of good consistent damage on him. I go for the flick javelin, miss it. Genji dies. Right. Also, I think that's important is like forcing that deflect out, or sorry, the dash out, right? Because he's like, oh shoot, I'm taking way too much damage. He has to dash out, which puts him in a vulnerable position, and then he dies. Just chilling right now. I know I'm down 2. They're also down some, but mostly just staying up here, controlling a little space. Get the Lucio, get him low. He wants to run away, great, I'll take it. He wants to run away, it's fine. There's nothing I can do about that. My Sim's way out of position, gets punched and killed by the Doom. I let the Doom just do his own thing. Cassidy was nanoed there, which is why I immediately like, nope, I don't want to mess with this. I stay around the corner. He straightens out his movement right there. I miss the Javelin, get him very, very low. If I hit the Javelin, he'd be dead right now. I also have ulti here, which is what I'm expecting. Purple's in, pop ulti, kill the Cassidy. Okay, looking. Now I pop Fortify as soon as I hear the gasp, so I know I'm super low. And then kill the auto. Doom ulti, I Javelin, I don't know if I hit that. Get him low, he kills, that's fine. You want to trade an ultimate for 1 kill, that's the ultimate plus your life for 1 kill, it's totally fine. 4 and 4. Holding the choke, Sim goes in for some crazy reason. I try to Javelin the Genji off for her. He blades against the Sim at close range, not a good idea. I kidnap the Cassidy into the corner, right? Technique. Cassidy's here, right? Get him into the corner, bam. Much easier to land javelins when you shove people against walls. Lucio's running around. I'm just looking to confirm nobody's coming down main. And that's it.
Now arriving at the ready for battle. Ready for battle. System 2, 1.
Alright, we're going to be doing New Queen Street. This is actually going to be a loss playing against Reinhardt. So their Kiriko and their Tracer are going to pop off. And this game's going to be a pretty good example of how, while I might play very well against the Rein, it's very difficult for me to deal with thin models. Thin models like Widow, Tracer, Kiriko, etc. can be very, very hard to deal with this as Orisa because your projectiles are so slow. So it can be really hard to get consistent damage on them. I'm coming out forward here. The first thing I know is that I'm down a player. You see, I only have 4 people on my team, so I'm just poking right now. I'm missing a support, so nothing super exciting is going to happen. I go back here. I'm just like, you know what, just wait for the support to come. So I'm just chilling here. Nothing's happening. Tracer's coming in. Poke her out. Mercy comes in. Just trying to keep my Moira alive. She gets killed by the Widow. I go all the way back. Just waiting. Fast forwarding. We finally have 5 people. Unfortunately, they've already picked up 35 meters plus. They're actually going to cap the first point before we can contest it, which makes it really hard to come back. Coming out, poking out the Tracer. Right, it's going for the Javelin on her. Now, this is kind of an interesting moment because you might say, okay, like why don't I deal front? I can't do anything about the front. Reinhardt has full shield right now. No one's been shooting at it, so there's no point in me shooting the Rein shield right now. It's much more important if I can get a kill on the Tracer or force rewind. That is very, very helpful. A Tracer without rewind has to play very, very defensively, which effectively takes her out of the fight. So that's why I'm looking here to be like, okay, the Tracer's here. I'm on her flank. She's not expecting this for sure. And then I'm going to force... No, I don't quite force rewind out. So the whole team comes in here with me. That's fine. I pop Fortify to stay alive. Okay. Tracer's out here, as you can see. So she tries to pulse. I don't eat it, but it does knock her off, and she doesn't end up pulsing me with it. I throw Javelin just a moment too late to pin her into the wall. Mercy does really good movement by the Mercy to bounce away from me. Working the Tracer, and then she dies. Great. So now it's a 5-on-4 situation. Start pushing up. Rein kills Ashe in the backline. I'm not worried about it. I'm going for the supports with Genji. Right? Javelin the Mercy into the wall. Go back for the Rein. What's he going to do? That was a really good spin for him to block the Javelin. Alright, kill the Rein. Great. You just give up because it's very call. Widow's standing still, trying to get a pick on somebody before she dies because she can't get away. Alright, moving the card up. Got a big deficit. We're at a 50-meter deficit here. Trace is in. I look for the Tracer, see if I can poke her out. So I'm trying to predict the Tracer with the Javelin is what I was doing there. Because I saw how low my Ashe was, so the only way I can save her at this point is to hit Tracer with a Javelin. Yeah, see? She ends up killing. So we're down 2. We get stuck. I pop Fortified and stay alive from the Pulse Bomb, which does 350. I Javelin and kill the Tracer. She's like too cocky here, right? This is what happens, especially when higher rank players are playing quick play. You get too confident because you're kind of like mowing everybody else down, but then you run to somebody who can like aim, and then this happens. There's no reason for her to keep contesting that post rewind. She's just being greedy. I mean, she could be limit testing as well, but there's no reason to expect that she was gonna get away with that. Rejoining. All right, go for the Kiriko. Again, like throwing the Javelin Kiriko, even though it's not a high percentage shot, much better value than going for the Rein. I cannot contest the cart right now. Like I literally, if I just fight here, the Rein's just gonna walk over me with the Widow, right? The Mercy, the Kiriko. Like they have off-angle control. There's no point in me fighting on the cart. Very, very hard to make that read in real time. But I'm just telling you that was my read, and that's still my read now. Is that fighting the Rein on cart is not a good idea. Go with the Kiriko. I eat the Widow headshot, which forces me to turn. Tracer's rewound, so I know I have a little bit of space now, and I die instantly. So this is a double headshot between the Widow and the Kiriko, which is how I die so fast. So you see it goes really, really fast, but right here, right? So I think it's actually headshot from Kiriko, followed by Widow headshot, followed by Kiriko headshot again. So I got killed in less than a second, which is too fast for me to pop Fortify. In retrospect, I don't know that I actually would have played this a lot differently. I probably should have opened with spin to just make a little bit of space there. Is probably the only thing that I could have done differently. I'm also walking a straight line to my left, which is why I get blown up here. But sometimes the enemy team just hits shots. As tanks, that just happens. Trying to rejoin my team. We did manage to win the fight without me, sort of. A lot of people still alive. I hit the Kiriko with that. So I'm confirming nobody's coming behind. I'm playing slow right now because I think I'm missing some players. Yeah, I'm missing my Cassidy's here. My Moira's coming out, and I'm just waiting for Moira right now. So I see Tracer again. I'm not worried about the Rein. Like we're a very mobile lineup, so the Rein has nobody to swing at anyway. So it's not like I need to, like for example, if I had an Ana or Zen here, I have to stop the Rein. But in this situation with the Mercy, she's totally safe. So that's why I'm mostly just kiting the Rein here and playing time. Genji Blade happens, which means everyone on the team should go in. I immediately spin to get in there quickly. I see the Mercy's low. I'm trying to focus the Mercy to give him a dash reset. Great, Mercy dies. I Javelin him to make sure that he doesn't pin my Genji. Right, I kite him. Right, notice he can't even get a swing in on me. I lose the Mercy here, unfortunately. I try to go for the Kiriko with the Javelin. Rein's low. Just gunning him down. Javelin, unfortunately, misses because of Suzu. So I'm going to pull them in here. I think I know the Kiriko has no Suzu and has no Swift Step. Yes, that is correct. Because I saw her Swift Step in, I think. Yeah, that's Swift Step in, right? That's number 1. And then she's going to Suzu here to save the Rein from Javelin. So I know she has no ability to stop this Tear Surge now. So this is an easy kill on the Kiriko. So I should have spun here to stay alive. Yeah, that's just my bad. Coming down, fighting again, pushing up space, being very aggressive here, Fortify, because I think we have number advantage and we have high ground advantage. So yeah, because they only have 4 people. I guess the Widow's out. Yeah, I guess it's pretty even. I'm just trying to get aggressive here. I played these games a week ago, so I don't remember everything that happens in them. So I have the spin here to get out because I get super low. This charge rather, totally fine. I intentionally stand in a spot where if he charges me, he doesn't have a great option. Like he can charge me, the closest target is right here, which still puts me way out of reach of his team. So I have no problem with this because I'm not going to die even if he pins me into the bus stop. So he's super out of position. I aim for the Tracer first. Right. Aim for the Rein. Kiriko gets another pick there on the Cassidy. So here, you notice I get very aggressive, which is unusual. It's because I know that the Ana is playing low ground, and she cannot see the Rein. And you see that I rotate around in a circle to get behind the Rein. So you see, I'm going to get here. I get behind him. I pop Fortify now, because now I'm committed, right? This is a commit or die situation. Like, I have to win this fight. If I do, like, this fight's not getting any better for me. So now I pinned him off, so the Ana can't heal him, right? I damage him. Got him down. Kiriko's here. Get her low. Right, great. Tracer's running, run away. Again, if I get the kill, she pulses here, I think maybe to dissuade me. But even if I ate the full splash, there's no problem. It is 350 total damage. I think that a splash is probably like 250-ish. So I wouldn't have died no matter what. Getting aggressive, taking some space. Ana sleeps me here, which is unexpected. Then I pop Fortify because I hear the Rein charge. Stop him. I noticed the Ana has dropped, which I think is crazy. I missed the Javelin though. And this is why you don't jump. So you notice how much better my tracking is once she starts jumping. Right? If she just AD spams, it's going to be hard for me to keep up with her. I have no idea how these Javelins miss. Sorry, I'm getting distracted right now. Like, is this not a hit? How is this not a hit? I guess her cloak is like not part of her body. Anyway, so you see the tracking, right? She jumps back the other way, and now you see that I'm perfectly tracking her as she goes left and right. And then I do spin because I expect her to be super low. Grenade is what actually prevented her from dying. But you notice that I spun a moment sooner, I would have eaten that grenade, which is what I also was trying to do. Fortunately, don't get it, so it takes me a little longer to kill her than I would like. Ana's dead. You just heard my Orisa on fire noise voice line, which means that I'm generally when you're on fire doing like a ton of work. So I kidnap the Rein, make sure there's no way he gets away. I miss that Javelin. Punch him, kill him. I know the Widow's out here. I poke her a little bit just to mostly get myself back to safety. Tracer continuing to dominate my team. Very hard for me to deal with it. If I was playing this a real game, I would have switched to Winston long before now. Winston would be very strong here. Winston or D.Va would be very strong here. Because their Rein is like not getting anything done. He has nobody to swing at. Tracer's gonna one-clip me here, which I was not expecting. I had Fortify here, and she just guns me down. I should have popped Fortify. That was my bad. Coming out again. Trying to stop the card as soon as possible. I limb swing a little bit while I gauge the situation. Specifically, I want his backline to come closer to me. And you see the Kiriko's been walking forwards. So you see when I start this fight, right? You see how the Kiriko's inching closer and closer and closer? Now I can spin in and get towards her. Because I can now Fortify. I missed that Javelin. Great, but I forced Swift Step. And now I can do this. Right? Suzu's forced. And I know she doesn't have Swift Step because I forced out the Swift Step. Right? I went after her initially, right? Through the Javelin, which missed. Again, somehow. Then she Swift Steps, right? Then all I know is she has Suzu. Right? Time it correctly. She misses the Suzu, and it's fine. Fortunately, still super low here. I missed that Javelin. It's like tough because I'm throwing a Javelin at the Rein, but then when the Tracer goes, I'm like snapping back to see if I can get it to go behind me. Because if I hit the Tracer there, the Tracer dies. So I'm going to end up dying here. I think one thing to note is that I just don't expect the Moira to leave me. Does she leave me? I might be thinking of a different play. Oh, she's not healing me initially. She's missing, so you can see she's missing me with the spray. Yeah. Like that healing is really critical. And then the orb comes out too late. Like the orb should have been out already right now. So she could definitely could have saved me in that situation. I'm gonna get rezzed. Great. Look, Kiriko's in my face. I'm gonna go for her first. But I get instantly headshot by the Widow and then the Kiriko. That's another thing is Orisa has a very large head hitbox. Fortify prevents her from being hit in the head, but she has a very large head hitbox in general. So characters that scale well with head hitboxes, like Ashe, Widow, Sojourn, can be devastating against Orisa. So I hear a bunch of fighting happening in the left room. I'm first zoning the Rein back. It's great, he's out of the way. Don't have to worry about him. I come in, go for the Kiriko. Right, getting her down. As soon as I start getting hit by the Rein, I know it's time to pump Fortify. Just getting the Rein down. Fighting the Rein. And this is basically a 2v1. So, again, this is how strong Orisa is against Brawl. Like, it's just so devastating, right? I fight the Kiriko. Like, the Rein swing at me the whole time, I just don't care. Like, there's no healing here, right? There's no other damage. I'm literally just going to kill them both from full. Like, technically, the Genji, like, gets that last damage, but it's like, I would have killed him easily. Like, I still have 250 health. It's not even close. That's a really, really good example of just understanding, like, when can you bully? Like, when can you fight a 1v1, 1v2, and win? So, the reason why I'm chilling here is I want to pick up my Mercy to get healed while I'm moving the cart, so I don't die to a pick. So, Genji ends up dying here, which is really bad. Really kind of prevents us from being able to push this cart any further. Working on the Rein right now. I don't have any other targets, so I'm just working the Rein. Grenades out. I don't have to worry about a grenade. So as soon as you see that grenade misses me, this is why Ana should not miss grenades. As soon as I see the grenade misses me, I'm like, cool. I didn't even realize that it hit my brig. So it actually was a good grenade because it kills the brig. I work on the Rein. Right. Continuing to force. I'm forcing 3 people back right now. And like I'm just hoping my team is able to do something behind me. I go for the Javelin, I miss the Javelin, I pop Fortify because I'm committed, right? I spun into the team. There's no way I'm getting out now. Right? Just trying to hold back these 3 people who are all focusing on me. Excuse me while I sneeze. Okay, apparently not sneezing. So I'm just holding 3 people back right now. Like a tank plus 2 supports, like this is your job. You know, like if your team can't win this, like there's not, what are you gonna do? Right? So I'm getting pocketed again right now. I forced the Rein back. Great. Golden Core gets popped. I'm gonna pull him in. So the reason why I did this is I saw our Genji died, so I realized there's a chance that we might lose this fight, which actually is relevant because the Rein gets nanoed here. But with this, pop it, kill, great. Nice to have a team fight win. So you notice like all game, like the Rein's not doing anything. It's not like he's hitting big shadows or anything that's winning the game. I'm constantly disrupting his ability to do anything. That's the other thing, I'm thinking about shadows the whole time. And like the fortify timing is very intentional. Working shield down. I'm pushing this corner early. So you're gonna notice that my brig goes absolutely crazy here and just walks in and dies. This is not the way you play brig. As soon as the brig died, I'm like, okay, cool, like what the heck? But I realized that I also can't get away now. Because Orisa's just not good in this situation, so I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna die in this situation. But fortify. Alright, I got 7 health, I'm like, yeah. Somehow I force shatter out of that. So last team fight. He did fire strike, not a lot of space for me to dodge that. Purple's off. I poked the Widow at the distance. The reason being is I just don't want her to get clean shots here. I just want like shots to be flying in her face constantly to distract her. Working on the Rein again. Go for backline. I know the Rein doesn't have shatter, so I can safely go past him. No, have to worry about it. I killed the Widow in the back. Ana's super low. Alright, I try to track her as well as I can. Miss another Javelin. Alright, I'm fortified right now, so I'm not gonna die. Go for the Tracer. She's gone. Rein's super low here. He should really just die. He dies. Great. So we won that. Tracer rewound. I'm just confirming, like, I don't know exactly where she is. I assume she's behind the left. I actually saw her on the screen right now, but I did not see her in game. So I see that the Ana's vulnerable. Wanted to hit that Javelin. Trying to force the Rein back, gives a little bit of space. Golden Core's popped. Missed this Javelin too. Alright, going after the Ana, who I feel like is gotta be low on options right now. Javelin him off. I'm purple. Trying to stay alive. And then I'm gonna Terror Surge in. Right. Trade for the Ana, which is best I can do. Res goes off. Great. But there's a nanoed Rein in my face, and I think it's like a 4v1. Yeah. There's just nothing I can do in this situation. The Rein's the only one who's low, which is why I'm focusing him. Okay, cool. And that is new Queen Street. Colosseo, so another push map. This is gonna be against Roadhog. Spin out the start, taking space. I run up. Trying to figure out what they got. I'm pinging that there's a Hanzo so people know not to go crazy, right? You probably saw Nick behind us, and so I don't want somebody to just get, you know, one tap by him in the head. I see the Roadhog. So Colosseo's an interesting map. I'm probably going to do a map guide at some point in time. One of the most important timings for a tank is the moment where you decide to leave this cover, which is very safe, and take this cover, which is not safe at all. I mean, it is mostly safe. It's very unsafe for the opposing tank once you take this, but once you start going in here, it often commits yourself because your supports can't heal you when you're in this U. Right? Let's call this a U for a second. So when you're in that U, the opposing tank can't stand here because they're gonna get shot in the flank. Like they could stand behind this. It's very common for tanks to like stand behind the cart and use it as like partial cover. But then you sit here shooting at them, and then they can't dodge you and dodge the rest of the team because if they're going left right like this, that's standing still to you. So once you step into that U, it's very common that the fight escalates rapidly for them one time. But if I can take it freely, I will. I have plenty of help. Roadhog is coming behind me, which I did not expect. I'm like, what the heck? So when I see him coming behind me right now, I expect him to come in and to try to hook me right away, which is I walk up and I immediately start spinning. I get shot from behind right now, which is why the U is dangerous. Ana makes the right call of coming in with me, which is a great call. I start shooting him. So you notice that I know like he's gonna vape soon. The Brig on their team also makes a good call coming in right away to save the Roadhog, because I would have killed him for sure. He vapes now. I expect hook again in a second, and then I deflect this with spin. So right now this Roadhog is getting like no value, and I'm getting massive value. You can see that I'm already at 39% ulti, and their Roadhog's only at 18%, and I'm full health, and their Roadhog is nearly dead. So I get hooked in here, no problem, not worried about it. At full health, getting hooked is not a big deal. He tries to jump, which does nothing against me. I spin forward aggressively. I don't need the damage, I need the space, right? I don't need to hold it to injure them with it. I'm using it to get in their face so that I can quickly clean up the rest of the team. Oh, that was a good javelin on me. I pop Fortify here because I know my backside's vulnerable, plus Hanzo can do a lot of damage. Hunt him down, kill him. Hunting down, see who else is available. Brig is low, right? Try to poke her down. Great, she dies. Genji deflects. Right? So this is another good example where you're just like knowing how long abilities last, and like obviously he's deflecting right now, but I'm expecting the javelin to come when the deflect is over, which it does. He nearly dies here, doesn't actually die, but you know, kind of, oh wait, nope, he dies. Like that's a massive stagger. Like in game, like if this is a ranked game, that would be so demoralizing, and would be very, very important to helping you win the game. So I'm gonna javelin right here just to save my Ashe. Because the Roadhog pulled her in. So that's why I don't have it for vape. I spin right now to make sure I don't get hooked around the corner. Like if I get hooked here, no problem. But if the Roadhog hooked me all the way over here, I'm probably dead. Which is why I spun there to make sure I don't get pulled further back. So now I fortify, just walk in his face, because I see that he's purple, so I'm just committing right now. This is another commit or die moment, right? Like I'm going to commit, it's a, you know, we're going to win, right? Or rather win or die moment. Right? Roadhog's dead, great. Just chilling right now, holding this corner. This corner is the most important corner to hold in push while your cart's moving up, right? So one person moves the cart, everybody else should be playing here, or if they're a sniper, like play back here. And then you just hold this as long as you can, because you don't want them to take this high ground area over here and shoot down the cart.
Let's get going.
So Hog's coming in, he's clearly ignoring me because he's like, oh, I should kill squishies, right? Well, ignoring me means that I can javelin him when he hooks. So once he javelins, right? I do this, I pull him in. I recognize, look, I'm gonna get multiple people here, all right? I saw the Genji was low. I know the Hog is vaping, so he's not gonna be able to use vape to defend against this. All right, huge slam. Kills the Genji who came back in. I forced Suzu and Swift Step out of the Suzu at least out of Kiriko, and then the Hog was forced to run away. It's unlucky that I didn't hit him with the slam, because that would have been a lot of damage. I think Suzu is what helps him get out of range just in time, because Suzu cleanses the slow effect. I'm low right now, but I have Fortify, so I pop Fortify right now. Try to gun down the Hanzo. Right, tracking's pretty good here. Javelin him again. Kill him, right? I think I hear the Hog on my right. Yep. That's just instinct, right? Obviously I had no idea the hook was coming, but I just hear the Hog on my right and I recognize he's probably gonna go for me. Not that the hook would have killed me anyway. Working down the Hog, I don't javelin right now. Now I will throw it, and he's gonna die before he can get to the vape off. Nope. Maybe not. I still want to force him up before he vapes. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna get full Hog here. Gets nanoed. They're forcing everything to try to keep their Hog alive. I'm not even using my ultimates here. I guess I get nanoed here as well. Yeah, I think I get nanoed here. Yeah, I get nanoed here as well. So that's fair. Right. Kiro comes in to save the Hog. Right. I get slept. I get purpled. Right. A javelin. Just try to stay alive. My time. I could shoot other targets, but realistically, without javelin, there's no way I can kill anybody else, which is why I'm just doing this to farm ulti. Right. Spinning him off, and I just went to the javelin, spun the Hanzo into the side, looked for a javelin opportunity, couldn't get it. Obviously, card has moved a really, really long way, but that's fine. We have a 93-meter advantage. That's more than many games, so feeling pretty good. Walking up, going for the javelin, can't hit it. I'm looking to confirm where my team is, because I know I'm a little ahead of my team right now. Keep in mind, my Ashe being back there, not a problem, right? Because Ashe is a long-distance character to begin with. I want to stop this hog early, but I see the Genji's in and he's purple, which is why I turned my back for a second to see if I can help on the Genji. Right? I fortified here so I didn't die. Right? Go after the hog. Again, I know that he doesn't have vape. He's super low. And not quite gonna kill him, but I do a ton of damage. Right? But the thing is, even though I don't kill him here, look how far back this hog gets forced. Right? This is a full health hog who presumably is going to be fighting the side of my team. I ult him in. Slam. Takes a ton of damage. Right? He's just running. Like, this hog is adding 0 value to his team by just running away. And you see how the Ana, who I think previously was in a reasonable spot, like, she's just playing here, right? She's expecting this hog to generate some space, like, put some pressure on the team. But because I'm constantly forcing this hog backwards, this Ana is just non-stop running, so now she ends up being out of position. Not through her own fault, per se, though I don't think I would have stepped up like that. She's probably trying to save her hog. And now, she's like, wait, overextended. Right, spin in to make sure she dies. Javelin's going for the Kiriko there, but take it. And now I'm just going to start farming ulti again. I get hooked here, no problem. You spin, immediately reset. Right, I dodged the hook. I felt like this was obvious. So when the hog goes wide here, I can feel the hook coming, which is why you see I dodge it. Like, this is very clearly a dodge hook. That was not a coincidence. So he gets slept. I just knock him backwards. I'm not worried about vape because he's too high health to think that vape is going to be relevant here. I spin in just to knock space, right? We can't get kills right now because I still need the cart to keep moving. I think we are also... Yeah, we got everybody here. Yeah, I think I'm mostly just trying to hold space right now. Cassidy rolls in, or just jumps, fans me, right? Now I start targeting him because obviously he's vulnerable. And he gets purple, walks away, dies. Again, very aggressive now because now it's 5-on-4 situation. Target Diana. She tries to run out this way, no problem. Gun her down. Go this way. Hanzo jumped, right? This is again why you don't jump. He jumps up, very predictable. Javelin him out of the air, light him up. Hog hooks me, no problem. I'm just gonna spin him. Shoot him down. I interrupt vape. I want the kill here. I pump fortify immediately. This is unfortunate. So this is just like the card is about the cap, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold them here for fun because what are they gonna do? Okay, cool. And that's Colosseo. It's just a really good example of how strong Orisa is against Roadhog. I think Orisa is devastating, and I would never want to play Roadhog against Orisa. There's some maps, like dynamic maps, where I think it'd be a lot harder, but in many case scenarios, if it's a straight line map, very, very hard to play Roadhog against Orisa. One is going to be Dorado, which is going to be a win against Doomfist, so you're going to see some Doomfist play. Just poking initially. Alright, Javelin, maybe I'll land it, maybe I don't. It's okay, right? Nothing exciting is going to happen right now. I'm confirming, I'm trying to figure out what the opposing tank is. Oh, see this Doomfist. I go over here right away to pressure. Pressure. Alright, Kiriko comes up, now I want the Kiriko. But nope, Doom gets in my way, fine, shoot the Doom. Go to the Kiriko, and then she makes a mistake. Right? Little things like this, she's like, oh cool, right? Nope, jump. It's instant death. Like, you just can't make that kind of mistake when you get the higher ranks. So, we've lost 2 right now. We lost 3 right now. No, we lost 2 right now. Yeah, we lost 2 right now. They've lost 3. But the problem is their spawn is close. So I missed that Javelin. Trying to kill a soldier. Not great aim there. Gotta back off right now, 55 health. I spin. Interrupt the punch. I get... Oh, yeah, I remember I died here. So, there isn't a car here in this position, I think, in Overwatch 1. Or maybe it's like slightly further back or like thinner, but this threw me off. I did not expect there to be a car here, which is why you're going to see me just kind of back up and I get stuck here. I'm like, wait, what? and then die. This is pretty silly. I'm going to come back forwards. Thankfully, my team is not... Nope, actually, my team's already down 2. There's like no way for me to defend this now. But this is my fault for dying there. I should not have died there, or I should have died earlier. So we're gonna lose this. Alright, he blocks. The correct counter to the block is Javelin. Alright, don't shoot the Genji deflecting. Soldiers ulting. Alright, I like think about shooting him, but he's already in heal station. He's really far away, so there's almost no way that's gonna be valuable. Genji's on top of me. Oh, that would have been a really good Javelin. Doom's extended. I spin to get out of the slam. Right, again on Doom. So you see how quick I am to stop shooting when Doom blocks. Very, very important, right? Right, immediately punch him or stun him out of it. Great, doesn't get charge punch and he dies. Genji's low, lowish, gets healed, shooting the soldier. So I think times like this is very relevant. Like I think a lot of people are watching this and feel like they're like my aim is better than theirs, but like at this range, it's really hard to hit a soldier. Like this is too far away to reliably hit someone. You see how many missed like that? I basically missed every shot there. So you have to get a lot closer to reliably hit people as Orisa, despite the fact that it is a ranged gun. Like you have to get to like Reinhardt's swing radius to land hits. Soldier's trying to flank right now. Right, does a good job dodging that javelin. If I hit the javelin, he probably dies. The biggest difference, by the way, with Orisa fall-off damage is that you used to be able to javelin people like even 15 meters away and kill them with your gun. But now, because of fall-off damage, it doesn't work as well. Oh, okay, this is interesting. So Genji's gonna blade here. The correct reaction to blade is to try to javelin him out of the air, followed by spinning to knock him away from your team. So I see the blade, right? I'm starting the javelin. I missed the javelin, but I hit the Doom, which is not intentional. And then he starts coming back towards my team. Your spin blocks melee attacks. So like Rein swing, axe swing from Junker Queen, Genji blade, you take 0 damage from any of that. So I'm knocking him back away from my team. And then because I know he doesn't have dash, because he dashed in, now I'm gonna pop ulti. Unfortunately, not super great value out of it, but worth a shot. I see great purple, right? Really, really good purple. I go for the Kiriko, who runs to the side of the cart, which is a mistake. I go for the Ana. Ana's dead. And clean up. So ideally, I should be going high ground right now. I think I'm going to regret not going high ground. Yeah, I'm going to regret not going high ground. Doom's silly, though. He's back on high ground. He's in my team. This is popped. Unfortunately, I was already committed to the javelin when I hear visor. I pop fortify because I know I'm going to get shot in the back. And it's not a whole lot I can do here. Yeah, this is tough in that situation. I think that this is a great example where Orisa is not particularly good at Dorado, in my opinion. Certainly first and second point. Second point especially. First point, she's okay. Last point, she's okay. But playing Winston here, I would have just a lot more value, or Diva. I would have so much more value that I could generate here in terms of shutting people down, going after the backline, etc. Like right now, I'm spending too much of my time to shoot and do. Genji deflex. I could use spin here, but I want spin to get space because I know this stretch out here is kind of open, and I need to contest this cart, which is why I don't use spin there. See, now you spin to get up, right? I go to right side, I realize, hey, okay, there's nobody's over here that I would have to really extend here, and the Zen's in the back, so I go for the Kiriko first to try to force her back away from the team, because I can safely shoot her from this spot without the rest of the team shooting at me. Zen is a huge problem for every tank in the game. Whenever there's a Zenyatta and you play as tank, you must play differently against Zenyatta. You have to play safer than you normally would, because Discord messes your instincts up as to how much damage you can take. I force Swift Step now, and you can see I'm just constantly trying to gun down the Kiriko. Right? If I don't kill the Kiriko, then she's just going to keep other people alive. Suzu's forced and Swift Step's forced. If my team were able to help with anything right now, they would be killing the Kiriko. I had to chill here because I'm taking too much damage. Right? Again, chilling on cart. I get punched, no problem. Right? Punch is not a problem at all for tanks. He gets empowered, not by me. I light him up though. He dies. Soldier's here. Try to kill him. It took me a second to remember what the layout of this was. I was like, oh wait, no, there's no way for me to actually get to him on that side. So I'm going to take high ground. I'm just staying over here just to see how they set up, where they're going to go. Go for the Dream Javelin. Just setting up over here. I think ideally I would have gone right side instead of left side. I just didn't. I don't think that's a good reason for me playing left side. I should be playing, when I say left side, I mean this is kind of backside versus front side high ground. I think I should be playing front side high ground, not backside high ground. And I drop low. I see the soldiers here, and I know he's flanking to try to visor us. He's at 73%, but like it's very, very strong if he gets up to high ground, that it can be very difficult because I have no high ground mobility. But I recognize I have time here because I see how far back the rest of the team is, So they're not gonna like be on my team in the next 5-6 seconds. So I have time here to catch up to the soldier, which is why I ping, right? I run in, I javelin him, and then kill. Huge play. Like those are really, really important plays. So soldier's taken out of the way. He didn't actually have visor, but I assumed he had visor, because why would you be doing that without visor? He would have farmed it pretty quickly. My team's able to kill the rest of their team without me. Great. Zen's getting gunned down here, and he dies. That's the reason why you don't try to survive after team fights, because that is another really, really big stagger. Playing high ground correctly for once, finally. Just poking the Zen, nothing really of interest is happening here. He punches me off, which is unfortunate. Just spamming, nothing of interest. Just holding the corner. For the record, peeking around this corner, very, very dangerous. All 4 of them can shoot me, and my team will necessarily have good LOS. So I don't really want to fight around this corner unless I absolutely have to. So I see, the reason why I'm chasing this down is because the Brig is purple. So Trance gets forced here. So if we look at kind of like what happens. So Brig gets purple, I recognize she's super low. She's under 100 health, and she cannot be healed, which is why I use Spin. Spin should be able to kill her from full. But the Zen Harmony is just enough to keep her alive-ish. I don't think I get the full spin off on her. And now we pop Coalescence, which is great, because that's going to come in, and it's going to force Trance. Right, see, the Zen gets really, really nervous that the Brig is going to die, so we force Trance here. Perfect. Right, forcing Trance for Coalescence. Excellent. And now I just leave. I should be leaving. Oh, no. Oh, I remember this now. Okay, okay. So, I recognize that with Coalescence up, I have enough healing to stay in this fight. And I have ulti the whole time, and I know the Zen is very overextended. So I'm going to pop ulti here, because it still pulls him, even when he's invulnerable. So I pull everyone in here, so that I can kill him with Terror Surge. So even though I technically didn't kill the Zen, that effectively killed him, because it pulled him out of position. So he dies for this, which is great. So now they're down a player already. Soldier visors from behind, which I did not expect. I don't even know how long he was back there. How did the soldier get back there? Oh, okay, yeah. So this is, generally speaking, not me. Like, it's not your job as a brawl tank to deal with this off-angle soldier. Obviously, I got him previously, but that's not reliable. So one of the DPS should be holding that, or support. So I turn back. Soldier's here. Try to kill him, right? I'm knocking him back because he wants to turn here to shoot my team. So I spin him into the room. That way he can only shoot me. Soldier does not do a lot of damage against tanks, especially without helix. Unfortunately, when there's a Brig and a soldier at a heal station, I just can't survive. I don't know that I really could have played that differently. I think stepping back outside would have resulted in me dying too. So I missed that. So I'm going to spin forward. I'm going to stay on the cart. I think I heard this Cassidy either pop it or start shooting normally, which is how I knew I could peek. So I'm sitting on cart. I'm fortified because this is a win or die situation. Zen's super low. I take a risk here because I know I can kill the Zen, but I have to leave the cart. But I recognize I'm not going to win if I don't kill the Zen. Like, the Zen has to die right now. Damn. See, if Anna reads this correctly, like, there's no reason why she can't step forward right now. Like, there's a Moira with her, and the Doom is blocking. There's nobody else who could attack her. She should have stepped forward right away, and she realizes just a fraction of a second too late. But the correct call would have been to step forwards there. So unfortunately, they're going to manage to cap that. I'm just doing this to clean up, right? Get some staggers in if I can, because we're in no danger right now. We're like in a very strong position. So I fortify over here. Even though I die right now, it's not a big deal because they still took the cart. I get stuck. So this is a kind of a funny read. So I'm doing a bunch of damage to multiple heroes. Okay, there's no support here, and I know because I killed the Zen earlier, and the Brig just died right now. So whatever damage is coming out right now is not going to be healed. So shooting the Doom and the soldier, right? Doom's low. Doom leaves. I miss the Javelin. I get the Cassidy, like, just a little, poked out a little bit. I come back to wait out the explosion. My Moira is healing me enough that I can come back in and spin the Cassidy into the wall, which then makes this an easy kill. So now we're going to reset. No reason to play out here, right? Really bad for defense. There's no cover for you. I'm still playing on cart for some reason. I guess my team's set up high left, and I want to make use of that. Yeah, turrets go over me. I'm like, okay, cool. Now there's no point in me playing out there. So play for the next choke in this room. Again, great great room for Orisa to be fighting, right? Close range, small environments, excellent for Orisa. Open space, really bad for Orisa. Just poking a little bit. They've gone Sim now, presumably to try to deal with me, and probably Genji too. Hard for Orisa to deal with Symmetra. I would say Symmetra is one of the worst DPS that you can face. She charges her beam up really easily against you. She has a very thin hitbox. The only thing you really can consistently do against her is spin, and her wall messes you up really, really badly too. And she can teleport people out of your ultimate. So they nano... No, they're just trancing. They're trancing here. So purple goes off, but everyone's still way too high health. I get the brig low. I have ulti right now, but no good opportunity. We have Coalescence. Like, I don't need to pop it here unless something actually happens or an opportunity presents itself. I go in, go for the Castity. Again, I don't want to Terror Surge because Terror Surging right here, people can easily get around this pillar or around this way, which is why I'm looking for a better opportunity to pull people in the open. Small note, I've always wondered if jumping before Terror Surging pulls them into the air. It does! So my theory here is that you should always jump before Terror Surge. I've thought about this for a while and haven't tested it, but if you pull them into the air, then it takes some time for them to hit the ground, which makes it harder for them to escape, versus if you just Terror Surge on the ground, they get pulled straight to you, but low, and then they can walk away faster. Because a similar mechanic existed for the old Orisa halt in Overwatch 1, where you tried to halt them off the ground, which would pull them off the ground, and then you could gun them down as they fell. Anyway, I think so. I'd have to do a little more testing, but I'm pretty sure it's the right. It works that way. So how does this javelin not land?
Behind you.
What? Like, what is this javelin? I feel like what actually happened is the javelin would have landed, but because I died, like as the javelin happened, like on my screen, is the server decided to just cancel out the javelin because it's like, oh, maybe you didn't get that off because you died so quickly. So I hear my Cassidy's in trouble. I come over here immediately to try to help with the Reaper. So I wait here to Javelin. The reason being is I'm trying to wait for Wraith form to get popped. Once I recognize he does not want a Wraith, and he's one-shottable, now I Javelin him. That way he can die before he can Wraith. Looking at the Doom, just keeping the Doom in check as much as I can. There's a Zen, right? I'm like mentally tracking where the Zen is. If I can find an opportunity to go for the Zen, I will. Once Doom goes to the left, there's not a lot that I can do about him. Like, it just kind of is what it is. I'm just going to hold the rest of the team. Reaper's coming in, trying to damage me. Great. Sleep, because I missed my Javelin. I pop Fortify because I realize all 5 of them are attacking me right now. But this is like Orisa life, right? This is kind of your job, is to attract this much attention. The problem here is that there's only 3 of us alive, and we've lost both of our... No, Cassie's here. Yeah, we lost our Genji right when this happened. So I'm just in stay alive mode. Can't stay alive. Too much damage. Oh. So I come in. I'm going to track the Brig. Immediately nail her out of rally. She's also purple. Try to force her down. I'm spinning in there to see if I can get a kill. Nope. I get nanoed. Again, Orisa, not a great nano target. Right? You're already very survivable, and like you don't do that much damage per se, like consistently. Like technically you do 120 damage per second, but that's only against tanks. Against thin, you know, DPS squishies, it's very hard to get that level of damage out. And like Rammatra at 80 damage a second with punches, more consistent. Trances happen. As soon as trance happens, I immediately back off. Right now I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I want to go back. I just want to Javelin the Reaper way. Right, hold this corner. Reaper doesn't want to aggress. Now he wants to aggress. Cool. Like we'll fight this out. So this is a very obvious ulti. I pop it slightly too late, which allows me to die. So I just should have been a little better about starting the Javelin sooner. I just couldn't imagine that he was actually going to ulti there. I was just like, you're just going to die instantly. Like, this couldn't possibly be the right play. But so be it. And my team is going to win without me. Alright, cool. So that is a Dorado. Okay, next up is Nepal. This is going to be a win versus a Reinhardt and a Roadhog. First thing about Nepal is the top right door is slightly faster than the middle door, by the way. But if your Lucio is going middle, go with your Lucio. The Lucio speed beast like definitely outweighs going top right. And the reason why this is relevant is that getting out the doors first in Nepal is super important. Like even if your supports, for example, don't have a Lucio, it's strongly recommended that one of the supports goes Lucio to speed amp out and then switch to like Kiriko, Mercy, Moira, or whatever to then follow the rest of the team. Because whichever team comes out this door faster has a huge advantage because you get to spam into this choke as the rest of the team tries to come out. And if you can prevent their team from coming out, you can just win the game straight up. I will say we finally reached the games I played a little more recently, so I'm like a little more warmed up now. This is the first of 3 games, and these games are going to look much stronger than the previous ones. I start shooting, right? My spin timing is very intentional, so I know Reinhardt's going to Fire Strike at some point. I don't want the Fire Strike to just obliterate my team, right? Again, like the Zenyatta here has no idea the Fire Strike is coming. He's going to eat that for 100 damage and then possibly die. So I'm going to come up here, out the door, right? Start forcing the Rein shield because you have to shoot the Rein shield and you have no choice. I see the Fire Strike coming. I immediately eat the Fire Strike and force the whole team backwards, right? Gotta go move back. So this is a rush comp. They're playing Tracer, Rein, Lucio, Kiriko, Hanzo. So what their goal here is to just run the Rein into our team and just obliterate everybody very quickly, right? And using the Tracer to do a lot of damage, and the Hanzo can blow up tanks. Orisa's super good against rush comps. I already mentioned this previously. Orisa's really good against Rein. Orisa is devastating against rush comps because rush comps are all about killing the enemy team very fast at melee range. Turns out Orisa's invincible for 2 seconds, right, with spin, and can knock back people, and has AoE damage with it, and her Fortify keeps her from dying for quite a while. So she is the best possible hero you could choose in the situation. It's like impossible for them to get any value. Like they just can't go after my backline, which is what they really want to do. So I spin them all back, right? Now I pop Fortify, he charges in, great. Does absolutely nothing. I get that Javelin in on when I get a chance to knock him away. Start shooting. So you notice that I'm going to try to keep him out of swing range whenever possible. So, for example, right... Oh, yeah. So right here, so popping. So he's here. I want to keep him out of swing range, so I step up a little bit to just make sure he can't walk too far forward. But otherwise, I'm constantly, like his swing only goes right around here. I'm constantly staying out of swing range, but I will let him hit me if it prevents him from getting more and more in, right? I don't want him to get all the way to here. That forces me back, and I have nowhere to strafe to my left. I'm trying to maintain this left-right strafing lane, so that I will take hits for. But otherwise, I'm okay giving up from here to here, totally fine. Attack, attack, attack. Right? I get boot back by Lucio. Again, what happens? I get boot back from Lucio, which knocks me away from the left-right lane that I'm trying to hold. Which means, how do I counter? I immediately go back and I spin the Rein back again onto his side. And then as the spin ends, I step back, which moves him away from me. Okay, the technique here, very important. Right? Boop, boop, boop. Oh, actually, sorry. This is Lucio boosts me back. Start the spin, right? Push, 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 step back. Right? And now the Rein ends up much further back than he wants to be. So Lucio's knockback. Also, we have much better sustain here because of their rush comp. Because when you're running Lucio, you're just way less healing. He tries to charge in because he feels desperate, which I understand, but it was the wrong call, and he's gonna die. So at this point, I think a lot of players would be like, "Oh, let's go cap point." That's not what I want to do. I want to gun everybody down. Like that's your goal. Like you farm a ton of ult charge this way, right? Trace is low. I know she doesn't have rewind. Hanzo's overextended. Right? Kill the Hanzo. Spin forward. I want more. Right? Shoot the Lucio. Kiriko's here. Great. I pop Fortify. Kiriko's gonna do like no damage. I go for Lucio, who's overextended. Right? But I have some trouble tracking onto him. Rein comes up. Great. My job is just to hold this choke. Like somebody else can cap. That's fine. Right? My job, hold the choke. It's not the cap. Right? Rein comes forward. I javelin him back. Right? Now you spin to knock the whole team backwards. Same technique. Okay? Javelin. I wait. Right? And then when he fire strikes, I want to make sure the fire strike isn't getting value. Fire strike, right? Eat it again. Knock everybody back. I do a bunch of extra damage this way, and I come right back again. So look at the ult charge difference. I'm at 81, and the Rein's only at 40. At this point, I think I have more damage than my whole team combined. Like, it's actually massive how strong you can be against certain comps. So I pop Fortify because I start taking damage here. I'm not sure who capped on the point, which was bad of me to not check, but I'm afraid it's actually one of my supports, which is why I'm not getting enough healing. But I actually am running Zen Brig, so it's not a high healing lineup to begin with. So for the record, it's funny, like you might think, oh, like their team doesn't have a lot of healing. My team has even less healing. I have Zen and Brig as my healers. So, you know, it's just kind of funny in this situation, like how to play around your lower healing. So I pop Fortify here nice and early, right? Again, with an Ana and Moira, maybe I hold this a little bit longer. I step forward because I want to go after the back line. The Rein at this point, I've lost control of the Rein. Like, I can't, once he's gotten to my left, if I javelin him, I just javelin him into my brig. It's not going to help at this point. But if I can stop these three from doing anything, especially since my Genji's in, that's massive value. So javelin the Lucio backwards, right? Running down the whole team. Holding them all here. The spin obviously doesn't stop the grenade, but I'm just stopping any follow-up damage, stopping them from turning in, and I Terror Surge. Right. Do damage. Cassidy's nearly dead. So Lucio manages to speed them all out, I think. That's what happens here. Yeah, I think jumping helps, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, yeah, Lucio managed to get most of them out of the way. I should have popped it slightly earlier to prevent the Kiriko. Right, if I hit the Kiriko here, that would have been great because she almost dies there. But Genji gets dash reset anyway off the Cassidy, and then we wipe again. So, what's my goal now? I'm going to step forward, I want to scout. Which way are they going, right? If they go top right, great, I'm in the right position. If they go main, I need to rotate. So I come out here, spam a little bit. I also need to farm ulti because I don't have any ult charge anymore because I just ultied. Right, I notice that Fire Strike's off. Just spamming a little bit. They seem like they're coming top right. I confirm. Yep, they're still coming top right. Great. They're never going to get through this choke. Right. Shoot, 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 shoot. Great. Same deal. Spin forwards. Right, I pop Fortify to make sure I don't get pinned here. Again, like Orisa has so many tools against Rein, right? It's like spin, javelin, and fortify all stop charge. Spin doesn't stop it if you're like dead on, but as long as you're on one side or the other, you can stop charge. So they pop beat here, so it's all about stall. Stall, 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 right? I'm not killing anybody with beat. It gives them 700 health. This is not possible. All I need to do is prevent them from getting into my team. He actually nearly killed my brig, who went too deep, but the javelin prevented him from kill. So now I shoot, right? Do you want her to walk in again? Yep, push them all backwards again. Go back. I'm already at 47% ult charge. I started this at 0. Right, 52, great. More kills. So someone ends up capping the point during this, which is a huge mistake. This is a rookie mistake, right? This is what low rank players are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go like touch the point, right? Or like maybe try to cap the point. Unless you're a mobile hero that can then rejoin the fight, capping the point does nothing. To be fair, I don't think Cassidy would have made a difference if he went top right, right? But he could have, for example, played main and been aggressive here and try to get kills versus capping the point, which is going to do absolutely nothing. So we're going to recap. I'm still staying top right, default place where you should hold. I'm looking to confirm which way they're going. All right, Rein appears to be coming high ground. Again, they could fake here, right? They can come, this is a really common strategy. You come up here, and then you fake and then drop this way and go down main. So I want to confirm that it is not a fake. So Rein's still up here. I'm waiting. I see the Rein drop. As soon as I see him drop, I ping. Right? You see the ping, and now I'm rotated already. So I'm getting in position to defend against this. Alright, Soldier's lighting me up. Just spoke him a little bit. Right. Kiriko's overextended. Well, not say overextended, but like vulnerable, I should say. I spin to keep the Rein off the point. I do not want him standing here, right? I know he's shatter. I want to get him on an angle where he has nobody else to shatter but me, if that comes to it. But I come here. Once I have no spin, I have no javelin. Rein's no longer my problem. I just can't control him. Right, like the healing is too much for me to out heal for me to out damage the healing going to the Rein, which is why at this point, like I've bought my team as much time as I possibly can. Now I go for the back line. Right, try to shoot the Ana. Right, Blade gets popped here. Great. Again, shatter, but like what's it gonna do now? Right, great. He gets a pin. I want to get the Rein before he gets out. Rein's dead. I javelin the Cassidy. Alright, fortify, kill the Cassidy. I see the soldiers top right. Alright, I see that he's going towards the stairwell. I look at him. I miss the javelin. I run up. We're at 87% right now, so I'm going to make kind of an odd choice. I ult charge, because I'm pretty sure he's going to die with Discord, which is correct. Right? And which means the soldier cannot participate in the final fight. That's the only reason why I did this right now. I javelin the Rein, leave. Because the soldier, I think, is the only person who could physically touch the point at this stage. And that's a cap and win. Alright, next up, this is Shrine. Also, I think Nepal's pretty good for Orisa in general, honestly. I think Sanctum's probably the only one where I don't think Orisa's like great at it, but otherwise I think Orisa's pretty good at both the other ones. It's very brawly maps, very close range fights. Miss the javelin. Attacking. I notice that they've got Roadhog now. Great, okay, fine. So I see the hook coming. Roadhog's almost always throw a hook within the first 2 seconds of the fight. So I'm looking, right? As soon as I track that there's a Roadhog, I'm looking, right? Hook gets popped, I immediately spin. For the record, he can actually hook through it, but you see that now I've knocked him out of the way, so he can't get that juicy meat shot after the hook, right? I knock him out of the way. I pop Fortify now because now I'm committed. I know he's going to vape. I already know the timing, right? He's super low right now. He's like under 200 health and he's discorded. I start the Javelin as soon as I have it because I know he's going to vape right away, which is correct. Immediately cancel it, and the Roadhog is just going to get wrecked here. He gets killed. I want to kill the Zen, and I would have chased to kill the Zen, except that I saw the Kiriko got a kill behind me, which is why I'm like, wait, what? And occasionally, you know, I've seen crazier things where like someone's able to, like, especially with headshot heroes like Hanzo or Kiriko, I've seen them clutch and kill like 3. So that's why I went back to confirm. Trying to get the Zen, no chance. Just chilling on point. Just waiting. Trying to figure out where the tank is, right? It's a Roadhog, so there's a strong chance they might flank on the right side. I heard the footsteps right here, so I turn and immediately look for him. Looking for him, I see hook, I immediately throw Javelin. Because if you hook somebody, I want to make sure you can't get the kill. Javelin out, go for the hog. And now I recognize, hey, look, like they're vulnerable, and I know the Zen's with me, and I know the Brig is with me. So now I aggress here, right? I know they get the Mega, that's fine, because I know he doesn't whole hog. It's way too early in the game for whole hog. What's he gonna do if I pop Fortify and shoot him in the face, and then I'm gonna have Javelin ready when he pops Vape, right? He has Vape, shoot him out of it, kill him. Great example, great example of just understanding the 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 situations of like recognizing, well, technically this is like a 3-on-2, but just knowing right now, I knew I was going to win this fight. Like, I don't care if this is a GM Roadhog, there's literally nothing he can do based on the fact that when I was over here to the left, I saw the position of the other heroes. I know there's only 2 over here. And I know that I'm just so strong in this matchup as an Orisa versus a Hog that this is a very straightforward win, right? You see the soldiers coming to help, but it's too late now. Right, the Roadhog has no options, right? Because he popped Vape, and then he just dies. Tries to chase on the soldier, can't get him. Waiting again. All right, they went Zarya. Very common choice that people say is, oh, they have an Orisa, go Zarya. I don't think Zarya is a counter to Orisa at all. Obviously, her beam does not get absorbed by your deflect, but I wouldn't consider her a counter. I think it's probably about even. Maybe Zarya's like a little bit favored. Again, lots of situational stuff, but I don't see Zarya. I'm like, oh no, I'm screwed as Orisa. So common technique here, bait Zarya bubble, right? I shoot her until she bubbles, yep, stop right away. So how much charge did you get? 23, which is great, right? She gets about half of her bubble, and I think most of that was not me. That's only 3 for me. I think the ass shot was actually 20. So, is what it is. I come back over here. So, what do I know? The Zarya only has 1 bubble, right? You start with 2 bubbles. I just saw her use 1, which means she's at 1 bubble, probably like 1.25, right? 1.5. So I have about 6 seconds here where the Zarya only has 1 bubble. I know there's only 2 people over here because, I sort of saw the lineup of everybody else. I know there's only 2 people here, and I have ultimate. So I'm going to get in here very aggressively. I throw Javelin. I miss it. All right? I go in, and I pop ulti. I think I actually see bubble, the second bubble happen. Yeah. I saw the Zen, so I now know she has 0 bubbles. So she popped both bubbles, which is a massive mistake, which is why I go so aggressively here. Right, spin in. I probably should have saved Javelin. I think that's a mistake of me that I throw Javelin so early. I should have saved Javelin for maybe like right now. Anyway, so I'm gonna ulti. Alright, confirm the Zen's dead, and then I know once the Zen's dies, the Zarya's easy kill. So this tank, I mean, this is not really their fault. Like, obviously I'm a GM tank playing in quick play, but like this tank is getting completely obliterated. Unlike both Roadhog and Reinhardt, Roadhog, and Zarya, like she just can't do anything against me. Like she's completely helpless to play the game. That's the way your game should look if you don't belong in your rank. Right? I emphasize this so much when I talk to people who are like, they're like, oh, like I play so well, like, but I can't rank up. It's because my teammates. Like, no, you don't understand. This is what it looks like when you deserve a higher rank. Is that nothing anyone does can stop you at all. Like you're practically unkillable. Right? I'm chasing this Widow down right now because I recognize I have plenty of time. Right? Zarya's dead, Zen is dead, and there's like a couple people messing around here, but they're not going to kill my team. So I'm like, look, if the Widow wants to stay, like if I hit a Javelin here, I might get a kill. She's low enough. If I hit this Javelin, she dies. And it's a massive stagger. She won't be able to come back to the fight until like 80, 85%. Right? I miss it. Fine. Right? It's worth the risk because there's no risk to me whatsoever. She cannot kill me. Like there's no way the Widow can kill me. And there's no way the point can get captured. Unless this Kiriko like kills like 4 people with kunais. I'm spamming the Widow here, mostly just make sure she doesn't shoot my team. I also didn't know how low she was. I couldn't see her health bar because of the wall. So I saw her, she was low before. I didn't know if she got healing, but she did.
My thanks.
It's funny, just a little Brig Orisa interaction. Spamming these 3. I'm like obviously not doing any damage here, but that's fine. Like I'm just keeping them from walking forwards. Right, Kiriko starts walking forwards. Zarya's here. I assume she has 2 bubbles, unless she's messed up. Yep, she has 2 bubbles. So again, I'm poking a little bit. So Kitsune gets popped, Rally gets popped. I wait here, right, waiting on the bubble, not attacking the bubble. She's gotten 31 energy. All right, just chilling. I go for the Zen, hit the Zen. Zen dies. I go for the Cassidy. Right, everyone but the tank. The Zarya, especially with low energy, is not a problem. Kill the Cassidy. I saw the Ana here. Who the heck was over here? Oh yeah, there's a Kiriko on my left. I like see her, but I don't actually see her. She's on my screen, but I didn't actually notice her. Got another Zarya. I assume she doesn't have bubbles right now, but I'm saving Javelin just in case. Because if she has bubble, then I can destroy the bubble and then pop Javelin. Alright, cool. And that is Nepal. Next up, we have Havana. Gonna be starting out pretty normal. I'm just gonna spam the spawn a little bit to figure out what their lineup is. Because again, depending on what the tanks or lineup you see, could cause you to play very differently. Like if I see Widow, Hanzo, Sigma, I play differently than if I see like Ball, Tracer, Genji, or whatever. I confirmed the Rammatra, so they're playing like, you know, brawl/poke. Widow dies right away, so I understand we have an advantage. Rammatra shield's down. I'm trying to get to the left side of it, but I don't want to really commit. If I go too far to the left, I don't have a safe way to get out, which is why I'm like kind of nudging on the edge, and I'm like, you know what? That's fine. They play the shield. I just chill. There's really no point shooting Rammatra shield. It's 1,000 health, but only lasts 4 seconds, so not good value there. I shoot, right? Aim for the Rammatra. Just try to get ult charge here. Nothing super exciting happening. They start moving cart. Spam. Oh, great. Rammatra making mistakes jumping behind the cart. I know both supports here are on the right, and I see my Sims flanking behind them too. So they definitely are not expecting me pushing up right now. Regen burst goes off right away. I'm attacking the side. As soon as I start getting shot from the spawn, I spin to get away. I'm like, cool, you know what? Not worth the risk. Right, Widow can do 300 damage in a headshot, so... Right. Land that Javelin. Again, I'm just farming ultras right now. I have Fortify if I need it. They've swapped to Winston. I'm gonna go back right away. I know the Widow's there. If she's taking shots at me, great. Right? Every shot she takes at me is a shot that she is not taking at my team. So, happy to have her shoot at me. Poking the Winston. Alright, looking for the Javelin. So, if I was really quick, I would have Javelined them straight up and out of the air, which would be a massive play, but it's very hard to pull that off from this angle, which is why I'm looking to see if he doesn't bubble early. Because if I hit him with that Javelin, he is dead. So I recognize the Winston's super low. I want to kill him after he goes out. He's trying to stay in the bubble. I immediately spin him out of the bubble, which forces the jump right back to his team. So again, he blew bubble, right? And he blew 2 jumps, got no value. And that's kind of what you need to do as Orisa, right? It's like, I could stand up here, but I'm not going to be able to stall the cart that way. So the best I can do is just kind of mess up the Winston's rhythm and prevent him from getting clean engagements off and clean disengages. I kill Lamp because I need Lamp to die in order for my snipers to get kills. If there's Lamp, no one dies. I missed that Javelin, it's kind of embarrassing. Winston goes in again, he's trying to go for me, so he recognizes, hey look, like I'm half health, I'm kind of extended here, maybe I can get a kill. I have Fortify though, so I shoot the Winston. My Mercy can also heal me, it's one of the only types of healing that will go through barriers. Right, working on the Winston, he's like, wait, I do not want to fight this anymore. I see the Mei is low health in this room. So I take a chance here and try to go in. I try to fit through this gap, I can't, unfortunate, and I miss the Javelin. If I hit the Javelin, I kill her, but worth taking the risk. I back up here, team's fragging, right? I get in the flank, force the block. I don't kill the Mei first because the Mei's gonna die no matter what. I want to kill the Ana, but now I realize the Ana's too far for me to get the kill. Fine, kill the Mei. Shoot the Ana, hit the Javelin. The old Orisa probably would have done at least 30 to 50 more damage to her in that situation. So we lose our Widow, so now we're down 1. Up, res goes off, great. Mercy's super good in Widow duels for this reason. Get an extra chance. So I see the Winston's trying to set up on the left side of the cart. I'm immediately trying to get here so I can fight. I probably should have spun actually to get here to the left side of the cart faster. Because now he gets this clean jump off, which is my fault. I should have stopped that by spinning there sooner. Because I think he's waiting probably on jump cooldown. No, he's just walking up to get closer. Yeah, if I spun up, I would have stopped this jump completely, which would have been a big play. So I'm breaking bubble for my team in case Winston stays in it. Baptiste walks up too far, I light him up. Winston walks up too far, I light him up. I force Lamp out. I knock everybody out of this. The reason why I'm being aggressive now is because I have Terra Surge and I know there's no Lamp. I pop Fortify, but I'm like, wait, I don't think I even need to Terra Surge here. Yeah, now I Terra Surge. Oh, I pulled that Ana from so far away. So this does not as much damage as I expected. I think Nano ends. Yeah, I was expecting Nano to help me here. So Baptiste does a really good job keeping Ana alive. Everyone here gets somewhat low, but Baptiste again really good job healing everybody. Window gets popped. As soon as window gets popped, I immediately try to get to the side, right? Get into the room. The reason I'm still poking out here is because I have enough health that I'm not gonna die, and I don't know if there's anyone back here who might get killed by the window, which is why I'm still poking. Right? As soon as I confirm nobody's there who's vulnerable, I'm gonna back up here. I don't have a sim right now, so I know it's 4 on 5. I think I walk up here because I feel like I can hold this corner, but as soon as I lose the widow, now I'm out of here. So now I have no DPS, so I'm like, okay, there's clearly no way that we can win this fight. I miss the javelin. I turn to confirm, like, hey, can I safely cross this gap? I can. I go here. Widow dies, or rather, Mercy dies. There's a Nano Winston going after my Ana. There's nothing I can do to save her inside bubble. I just javelin here, mostly to keep them off me and to force them back. I have the Mega, which is my whole plan, is to get here, and I want to stabilize as soon as possible. Mercy, or rather, May's going to come in and try to challenge me, which is a highly questionable decision. Again, like, Orisa, one of the things that people will be like, feel is that they're like, oh, the Orisa's not actually that dangerous, right? Like, oh, I'm like barely taking any damage. But the thing is, if you walk up close in a small space, someone who is not that dangerous suddenly becomes very dangerous to you, right? So I nearly kill her right away. That splash purple grenade is what saves her life. Now I'm gutting her down again. Now I spin her into the wall and I kill her. Like, it's just that easy. And again, I save Fortify here so that when she pops May ulti, right? When she pops Fortify, great. I'm just gonna pop Fortify, and now I ignore the May ulti completely. I don't care, right? Fortify lasts the entire time of Blizzard, so no problem. So my perspective is I've got to contest cart, but I'm low, so I can't run straight at the cart. I need to buy time for my supports to come out and heal me. I don't know if I know my Ana's there right now, but I know at least one support is alive. So I'm just gonna cover here. I throw the javelin to keep the widow from killing me, and I'm gonna sit back here. I walk into the Mega, great, picked it up, and now plenty of time to get back to the cart. I saw the widow on my left. I actually probably should have done something. Shot her. Yeah, she's super low. I should have shot the widow. But walking backwards in a straight line, very bad idea, right? Sure, jump, no problem, right? Tracking's like basically perfect. Ana dies. I see the widow's low. I pop Fortify to make sure like nothing crazy happens here, because I know I don't need Fortify anytime soon, and it prevents the headshot. So I was poking here. The May's doing a much better job farming ult charge off me than I am of her, so I just kind of stopped that fight. I popped the bubble as soon as possible so that my snipers can start shooting. That's why I was doing that, even though I'm feeding ult charge. So the Winston is trying to cover by playing this spot right here, right? When I'm right here, you see the Winston is trying to stand here. So that's why I'm rotating to the right to force the Winston away from cover. Because he clearly doesn't want to dive. If he wants to dive, he would have dove already. So if I go here, I'm trying to rush his timing to force him to make a decision sooner. Right? May walks out, straightens out her movement for just a second. Right? I get her low, or low-ish. Again, like, you don't always get a kill there, but a teammate, a DPS might, right? If a Widow was like standing over there, she might have seen that straighten out, and then might have gotten the kill. I force Winston back temporarily. Winston goes. So I make a call here, which is actually that I should back up, which I felt like was the right call. So we're not a high damage lineup. Like, it's mostly about buying time. So even if I pin back this team, the Winston might never die. So my perspective is I'd rather regroup my team, play on them, keep the Winston off them, and then hopefully be able to turn the fight over more time. So I get Nano here. I missed the Javelin, which was really bad. Right? So Baptiste is going to jump. Right, gets super low there, and then I'm going to spin him out of lamp, and then I want to do just confirm the kills on the two supports. Right, Widow's low. I pop Fortify here, and then unfortunately end up dying. So I think the primary issue here is that the supports don't really walk forwards. Like, I guess the May is in the back line, so I understand the situation. I'm like very overextended. I probably should, after I killed the supports, I should have just chilled. The problem is I have no cooldowns to go back. So I think actually this was my best option. Because I really don't have any... I don't think I could have just walked away from this. I think I would have died. Maybe. It's tough. It's tough to say. If I turn my back, then Widow can't headshot me, so maybe I can get away. Start up, right? Start challenging the Winston. He doesn't have jump. I want to force a defensive bubble here, right? That's my goal. Is if he can't use bubble offensively, then it's much harder for him to do anything to my team. So I force this defensive bubble because he sees that everyone's getting low. Like he's getting low, and then the Mei here gets low as well. Right? I have them both flanked. He bubbles. Great. As soon as that happens, I'm like, we're probably gonna win this fight. Right? Then I javelin him off. And I know that this is a kill because he doesn't have bubble. I saw bubble go down, right? That's why I'm focusing him, hard focusing him right now, because I know he has no build, he's no jump, and he has no bubble. What's he gonna do? Right? Unless he has primal, there's nothing he can do here. Oh yeah, so this is great. So Mei is advancing right now. This is more or less coincidental. I mean, I definitely was thinking at some point I was going to try to eat Blizzard, because you remember previously when she Blizzard on top of me, I was thinking, oh, like, oh, might be able to eat Blizzard at some point. That'd be great for the replay. I can't say with good conscience that I was like explicitly trying to eat Blizzard right there, but I definitely, you know, was in good position, prevented the Mei from getting a clean engagement. And I think I turned down to try to make it easier to eat the Blizzard. I have a lot of trouble tracking the Mei right now. And she's also being double pocketed. Like, one of the things with my aim is that, like, I'm reacting to feedback, so if her health is not actually getting lowered, I'm like, wait, am I aiming correctly? She has 2 supports healing her. It's impossible to do any damage as Orisa. So, as soon as Widow gets popped, you see I turn right away, and I pop spin to get myself out safely. Sim overextended. I don't know what the heck that was. Now there's a Nano Mei, who I do not want to mess with, right? But I'm just kind of stalling the cart. I know Nano's ending soon. I look to be like, okay, cool. The Winston's going to jump my back line, but I can't do anything about it right now, so I just go for the supports, get the Ana low, alright, force the Baptiste to try to save, Mei's in my face. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to pop Fortify after this, and then I'm going to cancel it accidentally, I think. Yeah, I pop Fortify. No, I think I just get lit up here. Nope. Yeah, I just get wrecked. Just too much damage. I don't have any backline to support me. Alright. Coming out again, spinning out. So I want to play high ground right away, so I just loop. If you see my Havana guide, you will see I talk about stuff like this. Like even as brawl tanks, you want to play high ground here. So I recognize the Winston's doing a really good job farming ulti off me with the right clicks. So I'm looking for the Widow, and specifically. Oh, Widow dies. Great. So 5-4 situation. 5-4 means push, 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 push. Right. I want to stop the cart from moving any further. Right, hit the Mei, force block right away. So, Winston jumps up like this, kidnap. Right, I shove him to the corner, and then he dies. So, obviously, this is not what he expected. He thought, hey, I have bubble here, right? I have full health, nearly full health. I would not expect to die right now. But me just shoving him into the corner like that, obviously puts him in a lot of danger. The Symmetra's able to build a lot of energy off of the beam, off of the bubble, and then he just gets fried. So now they're down another. Mei's gonna pop ulti here, which is not a good decision. Right, I turn, I'm like, okay, wait, what the heck? So looking for the Mei, hit the Javelin. That Javelin lands, but the other Javelins don't. I'm shocked that this is still able to slow me from that angle, because it requires LOS. Working at the Baptiste, right? I am. Alright, so I want to analyze this right here, because I think this is just really important, is good mechanics, right? Really, really good mechanics. So this is going to be a 1-on-3 situation right now. So it's me versus Baptiste, Ana, and then also the Widow, who's going to get low. I think otherwise, I think I do all the damage here. So working at the Baptiste, I recognize, hey, he's not going to make it to the left. He has to run out this door. So I'm waiting for him to straighten out. He jumps. I javelin him into the corner, kill him. Okay? He had Lamp, but he doesn't get a chance to use it because I'm timing the stun for right now. And he dies too fast to be able to use Lamp. Right? He could have popped Lamp earlier, but he's still at 200 health, so it's not going to get him any value. So understanding the right burst window for Javelin, very important. So now the Baptiste is dead. I know there's 2 to the right. I know that the Winston, or now Rammatra, is not going to be able to get there in time. And I know the Mei's not going to get there in time because I killed them. It's like they're just not going to be able to respond. I just know from timing-wise, they're not going to make it. So that's a kill, right? Widow eats a big shot, so she's low. I'm coming out here. So first thing, kill the Widow. Great. So Ana goes for this dart, right? I'm spinning towards her to make the kill easier. From here, very hard to get a kill on the Ana, Right? Here, very easy to get a kill on the Ana. This is much easier to land shots. So I'm spinning into her, but remember, what's the cooldown that I have not seen yet? It's sleep. And in particular, I really want to bait her into using it to make absolutely sure there's no way, in case like I miss my shots, I don't want her to sleep me after Fortify ends. So I go into her. Of course, what's Iana gonna do right now? At point blank, she's gonna sleep. So I pop Fortify, right? And then sleep. Oh, this Cassidy ends up shooting her in the head. Sad face. Anyway, still, you know, important plays, right? I make this shot super easy for her because she's just pinned against the wall. But I would have killed her anyway. Like, there's no way that Ana would have survived. Alright, Rammatra's here. I don't want to get poked down by a staff, which does a lot of damage, right? Plus he has shield. I'm looking to confirm, hey, what's the rest of the team doing? What's happening? Rammatra, I thought was going to get stuck there for a Javelin. Missed it. Vortex is happening. I don't really want to fight around this corner. I really want to back up, give more space, give my team chances to attack them. Like, fighting around the corner is bad for me. Good for them. Rammatra goes high ground, which is actually a pretty good call here. A Javelin to slow him down. Right? I really should have been playing high ground from the beginning. It's my mistake to be playing this position. So I'm trying to cover here by going for the backline, right? Going for the Ana. They do a good job walling me off and then using window to kill me. Alright, so I come back, I go high ground, which is a smart play. My Sim just carries that fight. I went for the Javelin kill. I'm trying to kill this wall segment. I'm like, wait, that's actually not gonna work. Widow gets a kill on the Sim who's overextended. I'm gonna go back. Right, just chilling right now. So May's trying to catch me out of position. Right, I hear the wall behind me, so I know I can't get out that way, so I spin and go this way. And I turn and get ready to Javelin her into the wall. She tries to pursue. I'm gonna go high ground right now. So Rammatra comes out, poke, 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 poke. Great. He uses shield, no problem. I go straight to the shield. I can be very aggressive right now because I also have Terra Surge and I have Fortify. Right? Attack him. I force Nemesis right away. Great. I mean, like, the thing is, if he wants to block here, I can never kill him. So I'm just shooting him, right? Still popping Fortify. I get a little bit low here, right? I understand he's getting pocketed by the Baptiste. Shoot, right? Right? He takes a lot of damage because he can't block me and the rest of my team at the same time. Then I go for backline. Ana gets wrecked there. I get slept. So I'm trying to go for the Baptiste. I recognize the Widow's out here. She was scope, easy Javelin. Right? Pop Fortify to make sure I kill her. Now there's a Nano Baptiste. I'm like, you know what? No need for me to fight that. Now I have 230 health. I go up, pick up the Mega. 2 supports on cart. Ana's not looking at me. Gun her down. Right? Push her into the corner so the Baptiste can't get an easy heal on her. I look at there's a window, but I think I can walk through in time. I can, and I pop ulti as soon as I get through to give myself enough health that he can't kill me. Get him low. I pop Fortify to re-challenge. So you notice that at 105, he can kill me in one burst. So I'm going to wait around this corner, then pop Fortify, re-engage, Fortify, and kill him. That's it. We're doing Lijiang Tower. For starters, in the garden. I don't think Orisa's so good at this one. I think there's a lot of open space, and it's possible to deny you entry, but probably not the worst either. Ball's coming right away. I immediately see this is a pretty standard lineup to try to knock people off. It's like a very basic one. I think higher level players know how to pull this route off a little better. But very obvious coming in for it right away. I throw Javelin. I don't even bother with Fortify because I don't think it's going to knock me off. Stop the ball from rolling into my team, knocking us off the bridge. Go for the Genji, pretty much the only target available to me. I want to force Deflect off. As soon as Deflect is forced, I then force it back with the spin. By the way, I do not believe that Deflect will... I think Deflect does stop spin damage, as long as you're facing towards the Orisa. Yeah. Go for the Javelin. Nope, no problem. I just pop Fortify. I just want to hold the bridge. Right? I'm forcing the Bastion down because I don't want to start tank form with too much health. And I'm just going to get lit up and killed here. So the Bastion switched to tank form without me being able to see him. Then he does this, and then I get roasted. This is 100% on me. This is just sloppy play by me. Without Fortify, without spin, I should just be playing closer to the corner. And my Kiriko gets distracted by the ball, which is why I'm not getting healing here. So, yeah, just poor play by me for sure. Alright, run back again. So Sim Teleporter, very helpful at bypassing this point. I missed the Teleporter opportunity to get through. Teleporter goes again. Right, ball's here, I ignore him completely, teleport to the point. We're a strong brawl team, so go right in, stun the Bastion, spin to make sure he can't kill anybody else. Bastion's dead. I pop Fortify, keep myself alive, because I'm taking damage in the back. Ball slams. So my perspective here is I want to play slow, so I want to play my side of this center pole, right? I don't want to go on the other side. That rushes the fight. I want to play slow, stay with my supports, right? Keep them alive, keep me alive. Everyone's in good shape. Ball's trying to go for the sim. She's gone. I have 44 health. I come back in. Window's up, but no one's looking through it. I javelin the Genji. Kill him. Ball knocks me around. Mines are popped. I try to use this. I was curious if this actually will do enough damage to pop the mines, which is not really true. Probably not worth it. Apparently, this does not stop roll. Not something I was... Right? It's like, what? This should totally, like, stop on me. I guess maybe I need to be slightly further to the left than I expect. But it looks like I'm, like, basically dead on. From my perspective. Good to know. Try to poke the ball off. Again, really common situation with ball is that you pretty much ignore him until you have no choice. Because it's very, very hard to stop the ball from doing what he's going to do. It's much better to zone out the rest of the team, as many tanks. So I'm just holding the bridge right now. Really hard for me to get any good damage in here. They're relatively thin targets. They've got good cover. Looking for the ball now. Try to hit that javelin, miss it. Right, he's got adaptive, so I don't really care about him anymore. I'm going to go back to the bridge, control the bridge. Right, as long as the BAP doesn't get in, Genji doesn't get in, then, you know, good value. Unfortunately, the Pharah gets over me. I don't notice this right away. I was like looking for where the Pharah was, and then she's like, oh wait, shoot. Knocks me off the map. I obviously could have avoided this in a multitude of ways, including popping Fortify or just not being that close up. So, making a couple of pretty silly rookie mistakes so far. But hopefully I make up for it. I'm trying to get LOS to save my Mercy. Can't do it. Alright, reset back. And that's really important to emphasize is you're not always going to play perfectly, right? Like, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make dumb mistakes and be like, oh, that's stupid. Like, how can somebody at my rank, like, make that mistake? The important thing is over the sum of the game and over many games, like, you make a lot more better decisions than you make mistakes. So I think eventually I am going to make some good decisions here sooner or later. So I take a bunch of damage here. I'm trying to poke out the Kiriko because I figure the Kiriko is fairly extended here. She does have Swift Step. I'm looking for an opportunity. I get a little low, which is why I pop Fortify, but just gun her down a lot faster than she's expecting, I think. Yeah, that's just me. That's just straight up me. Yeah, I just shoot her in the head a bunch. Yeah. So Fortify's popped. They're down one. Genji's overextended. He has no deflect now. I'm nervous about that boop. I think that she just used it. Yeah, she just used it. So looking for the opportunity now. There goes. I want to make sure that she doesn't barrage behind me, which is why I'm looking at her. But at this point, I have to focus on other things. I can't just be staring in the sky for her. Getting super low here. I pop Fortify to stay alive. The team does a good job keeping me up. Just lighting up the ball. I spin. I have Terror Surge here if I need it. Just trying to control the edge. Kiriko goes in. This is a mistake. Again, running straight lines. That's how you die. Windows pop, I immediately javelin. So my perspective is I want to challenge this right away because it's a pretty good window location. Like, he has the opportunity to shoot a lot of heroes with this window, and I have enough health and I have spin that I can do a lot in this situation. So knock him backwards, I spin to make sure he can't shoot me through the window. Now that I'm through, no problem. Kill this. Right, I pop Fortify. Look at the Pharah. Right, ball's low. I don't know how this javelin doesn't land. What is this? What even is this game? Oh man, this is brutal. Like, the number of times I miss javelins, I'm like, I don't understand how I could possibly miss this javelin. Like, whatever. Is what it is. So we end up capping this, just forcing Genji back. I know he's low, so I want to get that kill if I can. Nope, ball goes in early. Right, he tries to bump me off. See it coming. Right, now we're just gonna poke. Not a lot for me to do right now. That's a good javelin by me. Stopped him completely, forces adaptive shield out. Now they pop Kitsune, but great, because like I'm still holding the bridge, I still have Terror Surge. Like, what are they gonna do about this? I'm being a little cognizant of not stepping too far forward so I don't get Pharah bumped off. Pharah pops this really low ultimate. Right, just shoot, kill her. That's still low here. I popped Terror Surge. Probably didn't need it. I was like pretty low though. I think that's the main reason I popped this. 331. I think it's okay. It's not great. It's probably the final fight though, so I think it's actually good. So Blade's pop. I probably should have saved Surge for Blade. Just gunning down the ball. I see the Kiriko. I'm like waiting. You see that my movement is towards the Kiriko. I'm shooting the ball because she's my only target until I get close up to the Kiriko. Now I get the Kiriko, she dies. Ball gets low, shoot him in the head, obviously when he's crab form when you get a chance. Alright, that's first point. This point, very strong for Orisa. This is a very, very strong brawl point. I should have taken the Sim Teleporter, would have made a big difference actually. I would have stopped this ball completely from getting any value. So I hear something on the right away, which is why you see me turn to the right. It's the Reaper, but I don't know that right now. I didn't hear the footsteps long enough to be able to tell what it was, but I know that there's a DPS who's on the right somewhere, which makes me ready. I'm primed for when I get flanked right here. I instantly turn because I know that DPS is going to be here sooner or later. Like Tracer, Reaper, whomever, like I'm going to know right now. I turn immediately, look for him, Javelin, dead. The Reaper probably thought he wasn't going to die here, but he just gets melted. Right. It's pretty fast. Like he definitely could have wraithed there, but he would have to respond quickly. Missed the Javelin. Right, now I'm pushing to the supports. My perspective should be the team should be pushing up right now. Ah, the ball stalls them. So this is unfortunate because I did not expect my team to not follow me here, so I'm actually going to die right now. Overextending a lot on this map for whatever reason. It's tough because the ball's throwing off like my perspective of where my support should be. Because I knew the ball was sort of low, which is why I did not expect him to be back here so fast. But he actually gets the Mega on our side, which explains how he comes back so quickly. So we're going to lose this point because I'm dead, I think. Nope. I'm going to come back in time to contest this. Alright, so ball's here. You still knows ball not my primary target. Got to work down the Reaper. Right, I want to force Wraith here. Shooting him a lot. Force Wraith. Great. Reaper has no Wraith. I'm now going to spin forward looking for the Reaper. Great. Javelin him. Kill him. Okay. Tracking cooldown. So critical. Burn down the ball. Burn, burn, burn. Gonna go for the Javelin. I spin. Oh, he goes in an unusual direction. Holding the choke. I'm gonna back up. So Reaper's gonna come in. Alright, Javelin him in. He's low. He goes for the Mega, which is exactly what I expected. That's fine. Right, now they have no Mega. I've denied Mega and I've denied Wraith. So it makes it really hard for him to push it. The ball starts this roll and then stops, I think because he sees me. Alright, that's fine. So this was a big play. So ball's coming in to drop mines on point. So I'm gonna spin to knock him back, which forces the mines completely out of position. This was definitely not what the ball wanted to do. Ball's over here. I missed this Javelin too? Question mark. Okay, this one's more believable that I missed this. Alright, shooting the ball. Alright, ball's leaving. Great. I come forward right now. I gotta get up here really quick to help my team. I missed this Javelin. That's so my perspective here was to get the Baptiste, but Baptiste dies as I'm ulting here. Because I knew Lamp was already popped, so I mistimed this a little bit. The Reaper happens to live in this situation, which is not intentional. But the good news is I know he doesn't have Wraith here, so I'm going to contest, get the kill. Great. Javelin to Cassidy. Pull back. So I really want to be playing close here, and against most lineups I would be playing close. The reason why I back up is because the ball was able to get around me no matter what, and then flank my team, which is why I'm playing further back than I normally would. It's very common, like if you're playing Rein against Winston on an open map, you don't play forward, you play back with your team to blow up the Winston when he jumps into your team. I know the Winston's going to come through this tunnel, because he's obviously not going to go through the long way, because he doesn't have a long range weapon. I'm going to Javelin him to hold him back. There's only 15% left in the point, so I want to force him to make, yeah, exactly. He's forced to use bubble really early, now he's in bad shape, he doesn't have bubble or jump. Window is popped. I get to the side of the window. Right, Javelin, force swift step. Lamp's dead. Cassie's looking at me. I turn here. Yeah, he still shoots me in time. Unfortunate. I go through. Baptiste is one. Right, try to kill the Kiriko. My aim is bad. I get stuck here, but the good news is nobody is on point because they're all focused on trying to kill me. No one even touches the point. And that's it.